I don't come today, come look for una trouble. I don't come today, come look for una trouble. My topic today is, if you are doing well in Nigeria, you will not go abroad. If you are doing well in Nigeria, you will not see Nigerian life and go and relocate to abroad. Let me tell you something. In Nigeria, we have drivers. We have cooks in our houses. We have maids that clean. Make we drag them. I want make we drag them. How many of you won't have a driver? How many of you have a driver in that abroad that you are? How many you have gate man? How many you have security? How many you have? I have somebody whose job is to wash my cars. Just wakes up every morning. He's on my payroll. He comes and he washes every single day. Okay. Let him. Hey, sorry. Somebody was supposed to send me. Chai. Somebody was supposed to do a transaction for me. Someone said doing well is relative. Let me tell you something. The only reason why people leave Nigeria, do you know why? Insecurity, quality of education, and income. The first two, insecurity and quality of education, those ones are not in this. The remaining of you left because you are doing better abroad financially than you are doing in Nigeria. Nobody they leave. Healthcare, if you have money, you know how many people I know that every twice a year they go abroad to do their health checkup. Now money where you no get. Healthcare is not part of it. Unless you are talking about emergencies. Then Nigeria has a problem. You don't want to have a health emergency in Nigeria. But let me tell you, even healthcare, you'll be amazed what is available in Nigeria with regards to healthcare. Nigeria has a PET CT scan for cancer. It's the only one in West Africa. It's very expensive. It costs over $1,000 to use. I went there one day and I interviewed them. It's on my page. But if you can afford it, you'll be amazed what you can get done in this Nigeria. Let me ask you a question, all of you in the UK doing NHS. How long does it take you to get an appointment with your doctor? Can we please talk? How long does it take you to get an appointment with a doctor? I know somebody who took 6 months to get an appointment because his stomach was paining him in the UK. That's the healthcare people are shouting about. Let's forget money. Let's leave money. Let's talk. 2 months, you are on the queue. In Nigeria, you have your money. You go to the hospital. They attend to you immediately. And there are good hospitals in Nigeria. My father did his open heart surgery, coronary bypass. It's almost like they gave him a brand new heart. It's called a cabbage. He did it in Nigeria. He's alive and well. Heart, you know what coronary bypass is? In this Nigeria. In the USA, 6 months or 3 months to get an appointment. Can we please sit down and talk? Can we sit down and... How many of you can afford a private hospital in the UK, in the US? How many of you can afford private schools in the UK or the US? Make we talk now. Some people gather for YouTube, jobless people, they don't get work. I said it and I say it again. 90% of Nigerians living abroad are not rich and are second-class citizens. You can never be a first-class citizen in another man's country. Country where they no born you know if you become their president. Let's tell ourselves the truth. How many of you can afford a private hospital in the UK? A private hospital, shut up, you're lying. You can all afford it. Ta! Healthcare in the UK is one of the most expensive. Let's talk now. Who wants to challenge me? How many of you private healthcare that you want to? Baba, I get people for the UK. When anything hell, they go be in the panic. Now NHS. I'm not saying you can't, but I mean 90% of you in Nigeria, you are living. Listen. I'm not correct. Keep quiet. You are living in Peckham. You think you are living abroad? No. You think you are living in Lewisham. You think you are living abroad? Let's talk now. Someone said they are Nigerian millionaires in the UK. How many? Can you compare them to Nigerian millionaires in Nigeria? Why has Adenuga not relocated abroad? Why has Dangote not relocated abroad? Why has even your pastors, why have they not relocated abroad? Should they have money? Why are they in this Nigeria? Baba, you see, I did not say all of you. I said 90%, a majority, the biggest chunk. Let's tell ourselves the truth. All your Nigerian family that live in the UK, where do they live? It go be Peckham, Lewisham, Woolwich. Let's be telling ourselves the truth. Where are their kids? Their kids are abroad for the education. When they get the education, where do they go? They come back to Nigeria. Hey, they come back to Nigeria. A sprinkle of them stay abroad. They come back to Nigeria. Can we be honest with each other for once? Can we be honest with each other for once? Nigeria has its issues, no doubt. Why do you think so many people wanted Peter Obi to come in? Why do you think so many? Because they wanted to come home. People are tired. People are tired. You see, let me tell you something. Most of you people who are abroad ran away abroad because of the financial situation in Nigeria. Most of the people that I know that are abroad today are doing better than they were doing in Nigeria. The people that are doing well, by doing well, I mean you are earning 5 million naira and above, you will not leave Nigeria. If you are earning 5 million naira a month and above, you will not leave Nigeria. Let's be honest. Let's stop being sentimental. How many of you were earning 5 million naira in Nigeria and above? If you earn 5 million naira in Nigeria, you will not leave. If you live for 1 year, nobody will tell you before you pack your load and come back. Imagine earning 10 million naira in Nigeria. You have a very nice car. You live in a very nice estate. You have a chef. You have a driver. You have a house cleaner. You will not want to go abroad and be struggling. Listen, somebody say the argument now is how many people are earning 5 million naira and abroad. Somebody say, Baba, rest. Make your Baba for house rest. Chop rapture. Quickly. Let's talk. You don't need that. Look at Dangote. How many of you, I'm talking about all of you that ran abroad, you ran abroad because you saw greener pastures. The pastures in Nigeria, if something is green, it means if your pasture for Nigeria, no green rich. What does greener pasture mean? Someone said, let's talk about the 25 billion to 30 billion annual contribution of the diasporans. You are still contributing to third world problems. Your mates are in Nigeria, just like your mates are in Japan and in China, helping the Chinese government grow instead of bringing money from abroad. Someone said nobody will give me star again. I swear to God, I don't need your star. You know, go even better for una if you una buy me star today. No go better for you. Make you do am like that. You think say I dey send una? Let's talk to ourselves. You went abroad because you were not doing well in Nigeria. It's simple. 90% of you, some of you wanted a different kind of education. Some of you felt that Nigeria is not the right place to raise your children and blah, blah. But when you get abroad, you see that abroad has its own madness. Did you not watch Kanayo talking to his child, telling him as you are going a he and you will come back a he? Because you will send your pikin abroad as she go come back. I saw one picture of a woman. She had 4 daughters. Then they did the retake of the picture 20 years later. She had 3 daughters and a son. Let me tell you what they did to my friend's son. They wore him a dress. My friend wanted to run mad. They wore my friend's son a dress. Who dares wear my son a dress in Nigeria? They said he felt comfortable in it. What are they teaching the children? Is a case, and what I'm telling you is still going on today. Why don't you people like the truth, especially YouTube people? Somebody now said, make hear you. They won't yap me. They say my mother is Romanian. So what's my mother doing in Nigeria? My mother is Romanian who married a Nigerian who came to study in Romania and followed him home. My mother is different from you. My mother married a Nigerian doctor who came to study in Romania, and when he was going back, he took his wife to Nigeria with him. That's my mother's story. My mother did not come to Nigeria for greener pastures. She followed her husband and got here and established here, had all of us, I was born abroad, brought us here. We all went to secondary school and invested. My mother has 4 children, 2 are abroad, 2 are here. So okay, let's talk. Let's have this conversation. Let's be honest with each other. The only people that I'm looking for today are TikTok. They buy my money gone. Have you ever seen me beg anybody for money gone? I don't talk say no go better for you, self. Because I go give you this truth where I go tell you, you go know am. Why was everybody routing for Peter Obi? So that they can come back home abroad. 90% of Nigerians abroad are tired of abroad. Give me did you watch that thing for me? Thank you, my darling. Even my children, when I ask them, do they want to go abroad? They are like, only one of them really wants to go abroad. The rest of them are like, they are not sure. Maybe. They are not sure. Omo man. Person we won't buy something from, in phone don't go die. Omo, don't enter trouble. And they go soon close the order. Somebody says, stop giving me star. Can you buy star? Gonzalez Brown, I hear that deal need that. You know, go better for your papa. Buy me star. Can you afford star on my channel? Can you afford? Let me block you so that you don't ever buy me star again in your life. Bah. Once I start my madness like this, now I go no say I don't mad. 90% of you abroad. If you had 10 million naira a month salary in Nigeria, you will be back on the next flight. Let me tell you, abroad, you don't have to have much money. So you'll be patching, you have light, you have generator, you don't need generator, you have light, you have all the things, you'll be okay. Finish. Come to Nigeria with 10 million naira a month, hire house girl, hire cook. Maybe they cook for you. Let's tell ourselves the truth. As una they say, someone said, blame bad governance. I'm blaming the governance. Of course, the government, if not for the government, Nigerians would have. Let me tell you, do you know what it feels like? Someone said 10 million. Baba, as una talk, say una no go buy me star. Now, you TikTok people just begin the competition. I have 398 people watching me on TikTok, and God will bless every single one of them. I'm not begging anybody for star, but DJ Blaze now my number one gifter. I ask you. Big shout out to you, my TikTok family. My number two gifter, Simple Fam. 90%, let's count. 90% of you, if Nigeria were working, let me tell you what Nigeria looked like when my father came home from medical school in Europe in 1979. As a young doctor doing his residency, he was given a duplex in Oshogbo. A duplex. We had a mango plantation in the compound. My mother used to make mango jam. That was what Nigeria looked like in the 70s. In 1982, they approved car loan for my father. My father bought a brand new Peugeot 504 for 7,000 naira. That was what Nigeria was like. All the doctors had brand new Peugeots. You will sit at that time. No, let me tell you how bad it was. In the 60s, I had an uncle, may his soul rest. No, he's still alive. Funny enough, he's still alive. He had a Nigerian passport. But the Nigerian passport before 1960 was actually a British passport. Are you aware? Hold on. Let me explain this to you. The Nigerian passport, go and ask your ancestors in 1960. The British passport, the Nigerian passport was actually a British passport in 1970, before 1960. So when 1960 came, DJ Blaze just sent me a money gun. When 1960 came and we gained independence, people threw away the British passport and went to collect Nigerian passports. My uncle was one of the sharp ones. He renewed his Nigerian British passport, which was a proper British passport, and got a British passport. That's how he has British passport till today, and that's how all his children have British. The rest, he said he was begging people that, I know this Nigeria is sweet and it looks good, but just get this British thing. We had it before. It's not, they said they don't want. That's how good Nigeria was in the 60s. Someone said at least life is comfortable about it. Life is comfortable for us in Nigeria. Who told you we are not comfortable? Don't be from Mushin you go. We are comfortable. We that live in Lekki, we are comfortable. And the people that live in Banana Island are even more comfortable than we are. I'm going to give you Nigerian history. People did not renew the British passport. Do you realize that in the 60s, your Nigerian passport was visa-free to the UK? Let me tell you history. Oh, I'm going to teach you today. Nigerian passport. Somebody say shout. If his channel say shout up. Let me tell you, the only show where your mama do remain. You no go reach to train you and your siblings. Make I rapture you that no. Go they continue your mama olo show work. Oropo ya wire ni. Ma block it and no. Rapture wire. Let me continue. And I'm going to use that as a reference point. If Nigerians could throw away their British passports and apply only for Nigeria. Because let me now tell you, the British people gave Nigerians an option. As the British passport was expiring, you could renew it and get the normal British passport. Nigerians did not renew. They threw it away. They were renewing Nigerian. Because what did they need the British passport for? Nigerian passport was visa-free to the UK. In 1980s, was when they now started demanding visa from Nigerians to go to the UK. Mid-80s. Before then, as a Nigerian, let me tell you how my father enjoyed Romania. When my father went to Romania, he used to go on holiday on his Nigerian passport. The Nigerian government, because he was a scholarship student, the Nigerian government used to send him money. The Romanian government used to give him money. Then he now would go to Germany. This holiday, he will go to Germany to go and work. Bring more money. He will go to UK next holiday and go out all on his Nigerian passport. Oh, I'm loving you guys today. You guys are, I love TikTok. 456 people watching me live on TikTok. What's YouTube? If no be say they begin they buy my super chat. At the point I wanted to throw away YouTube Live. YouTube is the least of my social media. YouTube. Oh. Me running. The phone that I'm using to YouTube has line in the middle of the screen. And it's a brand new phone for TikTok people, my TikTok people. Double click that screen and when you give it any sense. TikTok people go they fight themselves to see who will be Daddy Free's #1 gifter. That's TikTok. That's why I take them serious. YouTube people gather, they do live about me. Somebody sent I watched like 10 minutes, I just threw the nonsense away. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Nigeria in the 80s, nobody, let me ask you a question. In 1980, when Nigerian passport was visa free to the UK, how many people were relocating? When in 1980, when Nigerian passport was visa free to the UK, how many people were relocating? Let's talk. How when my mother went to law school in Nigeria, in Lagos that time, there was a very, very bad traffic situation before they built the third mainland bridge. They used to have even numbers and odd numbers. If your parents lived in Lagos in the 80s, you know what I'm talking about. In 1980s, they used to have even numbers and odd numbers. So if your car number plate, just so that they can reduce the traffic in Lagos, because traffic was a nightmare. So if your car number plate ended with 54, you can go out on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If it ended with odd number, you can go out on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. In law school, my mother said some of her colleagues had 2 cars, one with even number, the other one with odd number. Student with 2 cars. Baba, una no understand the 80s. Students get 2 cars so that he go fit drive a motor every day. The day of odd number, you carry an odd number car. The day of even number, you carry an even number car. I went abroad, I shot a video of people sleeping on the road. It's there on my YouTube channel and my Facebook. It's abroad all rosy. I put it to you today. Somebody is telling me that they will not buy super chats. People, they buy TikTok. You know how much TikTok universe is? Go and do your investigation and you will retire YouTube. I think I actually need to sit down and address you. Like saying I don't meant. Go and find out how much is TikTok universe. Go and find out how much is space shuttle on TikTok. Go and find out how much they sell all those things on TikTok. And people go, they throw them for my life for TikTok. Why do you think I put a brand new phone for TikTok and I put an old phone for YouTube? Answer this. When Nigerian passport was visa free to the UK, why were Nigerians not relocating? Forget that. When Nigerians were given option to get British passports in the 60s, how many of them got the British passports? Nigeria was so sweet back then. Nobody needed. They wanted the Oyimbos to carry their wala and go. The only problem was our leaders and the influence of religion destroyed us from that 1960 till today. And I put it to you today that if Nigeria can go back to the 1980s, where my father, a young doctor, was given a duplex and he was doing his residency, and my father, a young doctor, was given a brand new car, nobody will leave Nigeria. That's why my father did not leave. My father had opportunity to go abroad. He said, why? He did not know that if he had known, he probably would have gone, because he did not know that Nigeria was going down. But if Nigeria stopped going down and we reversed the time and took it back to where it was and kept it on that level, none of you in the 70s, the Saudi royal family used to come to UCH to receive treatment in Ibadan. Saudi royal family, Ibadan. Go and do your facts. The reason why you all ran abroad, let's forget insecurity. Let me tell you something here. Those of you that are running abroad, let me now prepare you for what's going to happen in the future. Sorry, be like saying my Suya people. Hey, Olunwo said I missed a call. Okay, incoming. No, that's the wrong one. Modano. How do I see this call? Now so I go order, pay. The guy did transit. In phone come by and I don't pay. Nigeria will happen to you. Let's go back to what I was saying. 1970s and 1980s, people were coming from abroad for treatment in Nigeria. That's the level Nigeria was on. Nobody was going to relocate to anywhere. Nobody was relocating anywhere. Please, if you are watching my live, double click the screen. Follow my number 1 and my number 2 gifter, DJ Blaze, my number 1 gifter. Make some noise for DJ Blaze. And my number 2 gifter is Timmy Lane. I'm looking for 50 money guns. Pop those money guns. That's right. Go and pop those money guns. In 1960, Nigeria's population was 45 million. The UK was 55 million. Romania was 18 million. Today, Romania is 19 million. UK is 65 million. Nigeria is 220 million. We messed our country up. We just ate everything, overpopulated, and made poor decisions. But if we could go, let me tell you, we don't even need to go back to the 80s. Let's go back to Obasanjo regime. In 2001, all of my friends that ran away to the UK, they all started coming back one by one and establishing in Nigeria. Sadly, with the dollar crisis and Nigeria's government, the government mismanagement started immediately Obasanjo left. That's when the problem started. Yaradua, Goodluck, Buhari, everything went down like this. And we know it. I'm going to give Obasanjo his flowers. Obasanjo did a great job. No one says, start calling out politicians. Why am I calling out politicians? The same mentality you have is the same mentality the politicians have. But I'll tell you the truth. The ruling class ruined Nigeria. And Nigeria is in ruins today. But from that Obasanjo's time, to say we they think, Nigeria would not have degenerated, devolved into what it devolved into. I'll take you a little further. Do you know that in the 2000s, 2006, 2007, I know comedians and MCs that were charging 1 million naira per event, and they had 4 or 5 events. 1 million naira was about $8,000. Nigerian comedians, I can tell you, Bass came out for free at that period, and some others were charging 1 million naira around 2009. 1 million naira was about the dollar then was between 160 and 180 naira. It was going up and down, because I remember I bought my Rolex, in one of my Rolexes in 2011. Was it 11 or 13? 2013, and I paid twice, and one of the installments, the dollar was 175, the second one was 165. There were comedians, hold on, in 2009, I stand corrected, but I think I know, that were earning 1 million naira per show divided by 165. They were earning 6. Am I getting it? Is it up to $6,000? Yes, they were earning $6,000 per show. And they were doing 5 shows, 8 shows a month, 10 shows. There was a time when Basketmouth and I used to be friends. There was a time when Basketmouth collected 2 jobs, 1 million naira. And he was doing them at the same time. He carried one young comedian, go one event, drop the young comedian there. So you could go here, quickly change, do the event. That's how in one day, $12,000. I stand corrected though. Maybe it wasn't Basketball, maybe it was another one of my comedian friends back then, but I know that that's how they were charging. Just ask anybody in the industry, including MCs. MCs were charging between 500K. At the peak of my MC career, I was charging 800K for weddings. Wedding, 800K. Events, 1.5 million, 1 million. If you call me for 500K, I'll off the phone and drop it. Nobody was thinking of relocating. We're thinking of carrying the money and going to spend abroad. Nobody that I know was thinking of relocating. All these ones that are entertainers are abroad. No entertainer was going abroad then except to go and burn money and feel good and come back. I was having a conversation with an upcoming comedian back then. He said as long as he makes 1 million naira a month is okay. At that time, 1 million naira a month was about $6,000 a month. $6,000 a month times 12 is $72,000 in Nigeria, where things are not expensive. Imagine making $72,000 a year in Nigeria. If you make $72,000 a year in the US, you are doing okay. You might not be doing well, but you are doing okay. At least you eat, you have, by the time they cut tax half of them, whatever is left, you'll be okay. The reason why entertainers relocated was one, because COVID spoiled business, and two, because how many of them can charge 7 million naira to be able to make that $10,000 or $6,000? Just immediately out of Obasanjo's regime. Now, Obasanjo positioned Nigeria like this. It was going here. He left here, but he had set the trajectory. So Nigeria was going there. Then leadership changed. And we are where we are today. Even on, there was one popular MC from the radio. He used to charge 1 million naira an event. And he had 4 events a month. Every Saturday was booked. MC. Go and ask the top MCs in 2000. That's why Frank Edoho could buy a Range Rover Sport in 2006. Do you know the kind of money these people were making? They were making my friends that were airline pilots were earning the equivalent of $7,000 to $10,000. Ask anybody that was a captain in the 80s, in year between 2000 and 2010, that Obasanjo time. Baba, they were walking into LV and pilots were shopping in LV. They were spending money like it was running out. One weary on YouTube. You know, YouTube is where the weary people are here. He said, your life is all about Solo Benson. Your life is all about money. Why are you abroad? So fellow cook bembeni. No be money carry you go abroad. And as in, what they sorrow, your life is all about money. If your life is not all about money, why don't you join a convent, weary? Solo Benson. Ori and play solo ni. Ori eti lo solo. Oti fi body ele. People relocate for different reasons. Forget that thing. 90% of relocation are fine now, greener pastures. They've taken my light to just watch. See, I don't set stopwatch. Let's see how long it will take them to bring the light back. Me, I will not go even on candle for you. I've been waiting to call on light. I'm going to talk like this. More time, ma'am. Make you see how long it will take the light to come back. So because they are going to take my light for 1 minute in a day. People relocate for different reasons. They lie. Mukaila Atonda said people you relocated because of money. Nigeria, that can na hunger carry you come out. Now hunger carry you come out. My bulb don't burn. Waiting do my bulb. Hey, an electrician don't close. 45 seconds. They don't bring the light back. If I switch them, you go see say they don't bring her back. Be like saying that my bulb don't go. In 2 minutes, the light is 56. I'm timing it. 58 seconds. If they don't bring it back, let me go and bring my ring light. Ring light day here. I go just plug and direct. Now the bulb get problem. No, the time, Someone say hunger day Nigeria, hunger day, and now because of that hunger, people take wrong commodities. Someone said, I relocated for my master's. Fantastic. But let me tell you this. Let me tell you something. When University of Ife was University of Ife, you not relocate because of masters. You will not relocate because of masters. Where's my ring light? Let me plug it to the light directly. I don't know waiting do the bulb. We plug it for you now. Straight up. And I will show you that they brought the light. It's just my bulb that is acting up. So, no be the ring light I don't connect. So, wait till I use to connect the ring light. Some people are relocating because of safety. Now, I know people who were robbed. I know people who had real security issues. I know someone say light, no, the Nigeria that the freeze are a witness. Baba, I go carry this, go show you light today. So make I show you say light today. Make I show you say light today. Someone say, Baba, if I jack, I know if he come back again. My brother. Someone said, I relocated when Unilag was shut down for almost 2 years. It was not a money issue. It's a money issue. Let me tell you, it's a money issue. Because right now we have private universities that don't shut down. Nigerians don't shut, as in wait a talk, private universities don't shut down. And if you get your money generator day. Simplific said, there are more than 200 million people in Nigeria. Is it everybody that can afford to live the life you live? Mike, you are missing the point totally. Do you know why you are missing the point? Because the point is those who relocated did so for monetary reasons. That's my point. And if Nigeria was good, you will not be there. That's my second point. My bulb has even come back on. 3 minutes. This is the longest they have ever taken my light. Let me pause, stop it so you can check it. 3 minutes, 41 seconds. Look at it. 3 minutes, 41 seconds. I think the light they brought was low current. And then they couldn't carry this bulb. But it carried everywhere else. Someone said, fuel price is crazy. Fuel price Nigeria is still cheaper than the UK and the US. Let's be honest. There's nothing wrong with finding greener pastures, but own it. I relocated abroad because I wanted to get greener pastures. This thing they always on inside my eye. Make I off them, Joe. That's why I don't like the ring light. I prefer this natural light. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Tell yourself the truth. You left Nigeria because you are going abroad to get greener pastures. Nobody's going to hold you. Own it. Don't come and start telling me that you are doing better in Nigeria than you are doing abroad. It's a lie. None of you, unless the rich people's children, were doing better in Nigeria than you are doing abroad. And if you're doing better, the likelihood that you relocate is zero. How many oil company workers relocated? Some of them go cross-posting. They'll be begging to be posted back to Nigeria. Ask top-level oil companies in Shell, Chevron, Mobil. Do you know how many abroad people are working in these companies? Go to Mobil in Nigeria. Go to Shell. Whether you not see Americans working there. Someone says, son of Iyuku. And here's the point that I disagree with you totally. I relocated abroad because I don't want my children to have the same upbringing I had. But the upbringing abroad is worse than the upbringing in Nigeria. Rather, my children, I'm keeping my children in Nigeria until after first degree. It's not that I cannot afford foreign university. I've started them all down. We've had a plan. The moment you finish your first degree, you go and do your master's abroad. I want them to be grounded. The one that I send as boy, I don't want him to come back as girl or come and tell me he's non-binary. If I send you abroad as a girl, you are coming back as a girl. If I send you abroad as a man, boy, you are coming back as a man. Don't tell me that the upbringing in Nigeria, I will rather raise my children in Nigeria. As long as I can stand between the BS of religion, as long as I can cut it, that's the only problem Nigeria has when it comes to upbringing. That abroad upbringing, carry your pikin, go school, just watch now. You see, let me tell you, you don't know a decision is good or bad until after 20 years. Let's see those children that people are raising abroad. Let's see how well they turn out in 20 years. Me, I know somebody whose daughter became a son. If you are close enough to me, I will show you the pictures. Let's tell ourselves the truth. You are denying, you are in denial if you think that they are abroad these things with their this non-binary and binary and people don't know what they are. And you give birth to a child, you cannot tell the child if it's a boy or a girl. Come on, man. Come on, let's tell ourselves the truth. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Solo Benson, hello, stupid, Baba there, stupid. You are stupid like your father. He's inherited. Kodo sori pẹlẹbẹ bí ìgbákọ. Jadanu, Jerapture Danu. I removed him the first time. He went to use another account to come back. Jadanu, Solo Benson, brainless. Someone said, Arami says, I enjoy greener pastures. I actually shuttle. These are my Nigerians, the ones that shuttle. They have a house in abroad and a house in Nigeria. They spend 2 months in Nigeria. They spend 3 months abroad. What's his name? What's his name? Aramis. I'm not talking to you. You are not among. I'm talking to those who are telling us. Listen to what somebody said. Mukaila Atonda said, that's true. Upbringing abroad is bad. My children finished their first degree in Covenant University. I'm telling you. I know they lie, give yourself. I swear to you, I can afford to send my children to school abroad. I will not do it until masters. Never. I don't want to be dealing with that, not being able to identify who they are. I need them to be grounded. There's bad upbringing in Nigeria, but Akpashi Kawon. If you have a child in Nigeria, your Akpashi Ka. Akpa Okao abroad. You talk too much. Let me tell you statements that I've made. One, if you are abroad, you are as a Nigerian, 90% of Nigerians abroad are second-class citizens. Who wants to argue? 90% of Nigerians abroad are second-class citizens. These are the things I've said. Who wants to argue it? Who wants to argue it? So you in the UK are a first-class citizen of the UK? Maybe the children where you born there can be first-class citizens. Who wants to argue it? Number one, that's the statement I made. Number one, Aramis, I don't talk, say you know they among these statistics. Just calm down. Secondly, number two, raising children abroad, in my opinion, is worse than raising children in Nigeria. Forget anything that you are trying to lie to yourselves and be in one kind of denial. Forget it. That's my second point I'm making here. Number three, 90% of Nigerians left Nigeria because of money issues. They want to make more money, seek greener pastures. Who wants to argue that? The remaining 10% are those who feel like traveling, those who want to go and get the university education. 95% of you people abroad left because of money. Argue it. Now, my fourth statement that I made, I'm counting all my statements so you can answer me, all of you bloggers that don't have work. You can now answer me. The fourth statement that I made is that if Nigeria were good, 90% of you will be back home. If Nigeria were good as it were in the 80s, all of you, 100% of you will be back home. So where did I lie? Please, my TikTok people, thank you so much for sending me so much love. I love them. Timmy Lane is my number one gifter. My number two gifter right now. I'm looking for my number one and my number two gifter. My number two gifter. Timmy Lane, now you be 1 and 2. Oh boy, you try. Okay, Foley, my number two gifter. Oh yeah, pop those money guns. If I lie, point out my lie. If I lie, I dare you to point out my lie. I dare you today. Point out my lie. I'm not bringing anybody live. Type the lie where I lied. Raising children in Nigeria is better than raising children abroad. 2, most of 90%, if not 95% of you who are abroad, you left because you were not doing as well in Nigeria as you are doing abroad. And if you were doing better to a certain degree, let me tell you something, if you get wife abroad and they earn 10 million naira, now some people relocate to have dual citizenship. I understand. Those ones, when they go abroad and they get their dual citizenship, they come back because they are doing well, but they need a separate passport just in case there is craze. 100%, I agree. You are not in the statistics. But those of you, if you are doing well, you are earning 10 million naira a month in today's Nigeria, that's your wife where they Canada will come home. You will bring her come house. Food in Nigeria is relatively better because Nigerians still don't borrow all their chemicals. Food in Nigeria is better. What they feed you people there is like they are feeding layers chicken that they want to go and lay egg. Somebody say no cultism in Europe. Oh, really? So what happened to all the knifings in the UK? Oh, there is a website dedicated to Rolex theft. Not even just in ordinary London, in Mayfair. Oh, I will show it to you. You think you are talking to an unlettered man like your... Let me not insult you. Let me just be gentle. No cultism. What you have in the UK is worse than cultism, especially London. Let's not even go there. And that cultism is there in the UK too. Did you not see cultism in Dubai? Why have they locked Dubai for Nigerians now? No be cultism. Please, let's keep quiet. The gang issues they have in the UK, especially London now, is almost on the level of Nigeria, if not worse. Which no cultism in Europe. Just go and read. I've forgotten that site. I'll forward it to anybody who wants. Where there's a site, an Instagram account dedicated to people where they thief Rolex with knife and they stab people. They collect Rolex for UK. What are you talking about? The gang problem they have in the US and in UK, especially London, is as bad as, if not worse than Nigeria's own. Let's talk. London, you see the problem is, let's talk about Peckham. Let's talk about Woolwich. Listen, we're not going to argue, we're not going to agree with ourselves, we're not want. Let's talk. Yes, we have a cultism problem in Nigeria. We have several different problems in Nigeria. But let me tell you, abroad, there's a substance problem in Nigeria too, and there's a substance problem abroad. In Nigeria, you catch your picking with substance.
Give me 1 second. Let me wear something real quick. I'm right here.
In fact, I don't even have time for you to wear. Just no, don't come like that. I'm a man of God.
Okay, let me just cover my hair. And
let's tell ourselves the truth. Samaria, tell me that I'm lying. Government is the problem. Listen, Mukaila on that 100%. Government is the problem of that. If you can fix governance and you can fix education, and this our light where they go, if you can fix it, all of you will come back. When I go stop to the lie giving ourselves. Yes.
How about foreigners that migrate?
Foreigners that migrate to where?
Foreigners, even the ones that live in Nigeria, most of them leave. I mean, those of them that their countries are already developed, but they chose to move from their countries to other developed countries. What will you say about them?
They are not many. Go and look at Canada. I was looking at Canada data. The people in the highest number of migrations in Canada, I think, are from India. I had the list some time ago. Canada migration countries. Then I'm going to address that. India, China, Afghanistan. Show me Germany there. It's always all these countries that are suffering from what we are suffering from. Almost somebody just gave me a money gun. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you, brother.
Yeah, God bless You remember that did that.
Now,
Now,
Samaria, let's tell ourselves the truth. People just like to argue and argue blindly. Let me tell you, you get the kind of money where you go to make for Nigeria, you know, go on come out Nigeria. I know you, Samaria, you did not leave Nigeria because of money, because you had money in Nigeria. You left Nigeria because of insecurity.
security was my number one.
That was your problem.
For the future of my children, second, number two.
Listen, if Nigeria did not have that insecurity problem, you probably will still be here. So people that left because of insecurity were those that had money but chose a safer place. 90% of you did not have the money to make that choice. You went because of money. The figure 90%. Those are the people I'm talking to. And stop coming to tell me that you are comfortable in Nigeria. And if you are earning 10 million naira a month and you were living in Lagos and you were not kidnapped and you were not going through the whole craziness of Nigeria, if you go abroad. Because, Baba, let me tell you something. I have a neighbor who sells houses. His houses are 100 million naira for one. If you build a house of 100 million, do you know what your profit is per house? Maybe 40 million. And then you sell 10 houses a year, your profit is 400 million. If you relocate abroad, do you know what 400 million naira is? About $600,000.
Then some people also left for Umunna. You know what they call Umunna? Disturbance sake. Peace. There are most people left because they just want to stay away from family, toxicity, and all those things.
I agree. But what's the percentage?
No, it's still low. You're right in what you said.
You see, my problem is you people want to argue. What's the percentage? I said 90%. All those other things we are talking about, put it in 10%. Rich people's children, DJ Copy, I want to go to university abroad, is in that 10%. 90% of Nigerians abroad left because they are doing better abroad than they are doing in Nigeria. They were not doing so well. I know people that beg, Baba, do you know how many people beg me to put money in their account?
That repeat, there's another percentage. Don't forget there are people who love adventure. For example, where I was, my old job, right?
Hold on, my darling. In that one, it is 0.001. Nigerians don't love adventure. Oyinbo people now love adventure. And thank you for reminding me, Samaria. I will tell you a story. Who remembers the late Dan Foster? Who remembers the late Dan Foster? May his soul rest in peace. Dan Foster is an American, full-blooded American. My boss went to America and brought him to Nigeria. Dan Foster came to Nigeria, became the big dog on the radio, the highest paid radio presenter. Dan Foster was doing overnight show in America. They brought him to Nigeria, became morning show host. Let me tell you, at the peak of Dan Foster's career, when dollar was 140 naira to a dollar, Dan Foster was charging clients 50,000 naira for a hype. The radio station that he was working for was charging 35,000. So if you want to do your hype, you will pay the radio station 35,000. If you don't give Dan Foster the 50,000, he will not do it. Dan Foster was almost earning more than the radio station. Why didn't Dan Foster go back? Why didn't he go to America? American citizen, he did Nigeria. Oh, I will tell you this story. Anybody that was on the radio will know. Now, Dan Foster left Cool FM and went to Inspiration FM. But the papers that they used to bring him to Nigeria were Cool FM papers. So Cool FM withdrew the support. That is not us that bring him. They deported him back to America. You know what happened? 3 weeks later, Dan Foster was back with another set of papers.
Is it money?
Baba, ask anybody that worked on the radio. He came back, married an Igbo girl, had 3 children. I'm sure he was buried in this Nigeria. Married Igbo girl, born 3 fine children. Did this Nigeria. Why you not go back America? Let's tell ourselves the truth. If you were earning what Dan Foster was earning, and you enjoying what Dan Foster was enjoying, you will not be in America. I'm not talking to you. because you had your own experiences. Can we be honest for 5 minutes of our lives?
But Nigeria is sweet. No, like Nigeria is sweet.
But let's tell ourselves the truth.
Nigeria is sweet.
Let me tell you, it's not that I cannot relocate to the UK. You get the way Nigeria go begin to boil. I go just leave everything, go join una. I go just stay for 1 bedroom for the UK, begin to manage my life. But I swear to you, if that day should happen, just know that it is because of security. I will never open my 2 eyes and come abroad and come and live there. Even if what I'm making here, I will make more abroad, I would rather make it here at my own peace and convenience. You don't know what it is. As in, go and throw the trash out. Dude, trash. That's the smallest of the work. I have gardener. Do you know I have gardener? They come and they cut my grass. One day I'll do in life, they will bring my gardener because they always overcut my plant and they buy my plant. You go see me the way I shout for my gardener. We get gardener. We get, I know, say we get chef. Taste buds just supervises. Then on Sunday when they go to their homes, taste buds takes control. That's why she cooks on that whole meal on Sunday.
No wonder.
But when they drive, they come, they say food no day for guy waiting the inside house. And we get fall, we get snail, we get this. Okay, cook a 4 euro for a guy with pounded yam. Baba na so. Then I will leave this and then go and join you with hustle KFC. Along with I'm not saying it is bad, but I want you to understand, and I want us to come, because let me tell you, the worst thing you can do to yourself is delude yourself. And I'm not going to join you in this delusion. And let me tell you what I need. You were robbed twice. I said this earlier on. I don't know if you joined me. You were robbed twice. In fact, you were robbed 3 times. The first robbery was when they took your resources, your coal, your oil, your groundnuts. They took everything. No, sorry. The first one was when they took your ancestors as slaves. It was forceful. The second one was when they signed wicked contracts with Nigeria and all the other countries they colonized, and they took your resource. They robbed you of your resources, your mineral deposits, your crude oil, your farm produce. That's the second robbery. The third robbery is the one that is going on now. They are stealing your brains. The brains that should be home in Nigeria, developing Nigeria. They create and they fund a situation in the country that becomes so hostile that the Nigerians use their 2 legs to run abroad. That's the third robbery that you were robbed. And I need you to understand that you are a victim of that robbery. I don't want you to sit down there and believe that you are doing one amazing job and you no. Let me tell you the truth. If things were working the way they were, your only 10% of Nigerians would be abroad. Those are the adventurers. Those are the ones that like the life abroad, which I don't know how anybody can like the life abroad. I get tired of it. Sometimes I enjoy the fact that at 8:05 you can get to the train station, and by 8:17 the train has taken you. I like that. But I don't like the weather. The weather messes me up badly. I'm not built for Igbo people's weather. This is my Niger weather, and I ain't work for me. If it's too hot, I on AC. If it's too cold, I off the AC. Fight no day there. It is not a matter of life and death. And let me tell you something. If more of us stood back, and I appreciate the people in diaspora who are honest with themselves. The ones who are dishonest are the ones telling themselves that when we are in Nigeria, we're doing well, we're doing better. No. If you're doing better, very few people have experienced what Samaria experienced. That is the insecurity issue, being kidnapped. If you are kidnapped and traumatized and you run abroad, I agree with you 100%. Let me tell you, Nigeria can be traumatic. My father is in Ibadan. My mother is in Ado-Ekiti. The last 2 times I saw my mother was in the UK. Because I know they go Ibadan, I know they go Ado-Ekiti. I don't get power. Meanwhile, if I go UK, I go tour the whole UK, see my whole family where they are across the whole UK, I go see everybody. If I enter UK now, I fit enter night bus. My sisters fit drive car, come carry me. I know they fear for UK. So Nigeria can be traumatizing. Let's not lie to ourselves. But still, home is home. And a lot of people abroad, why I'm angry with some of the diasporians, are because una they run Nigeria down abroad. You run this beautiful country down. We have bad leaders. Some people, because Peter Obi no enter. I'm not saying Peter Obi was not a good candidate, but as he no enter, can we make Nigeria work? Instead of going abroad, tearing your passport, do you know, you are discrediting your country. Do you have another country? This is the country where you can be a first-class citizen. This is the, let me tell you, as I'm talking to you, somebody said, Eric Olatunde, after this you should be afraid. Afraid of what? That your father had a stupid son? That's what and you are my life. That's what you make me afraid. Afraid of who? Don't cross me, oh. As you they mad, that's why they mad, and I'm mad. In fact, I'm more stupid than you are. Just let me warn you. You think you are stupid. I'm 10 times more stupid than you are. Anywhere you think say your stupidity figure, I go carry you past that place 10 kilometers. Oh no, yeah, we fear from Kini. I drive a convertible in Lagos, top down. You never see me where they drive, where beggars they come where they dash them on inside this Lagos, top down. How many of them get mind? No, keep quiet and let's tell us. You see, my problem with Nigerians, that's why Christianity, this false Christianity, has been able to hold you people so tightly. You never tell yourselves the truth. You don't want to tell yourselves the truth. Dakwa Adegboyega say, Alaye, why your mama Japa come out from Romania? Because she married a Nigerian. Unlike your mama, we don't know who your own real papa be. Now she ties security guard down, where they do a akpekpo for night and security for afternoon. No be him be your papa, Olori Buruku. No be downfall you take begin life. No be so your life takes start, Olori Buruku. You are in my life talking nonsense. Jadan Ubarapcho. Person tell me, say, why my mama come out? Your mama know who she born you for. You know go better for you. Your mama know who she born you for. If they go do DNA test, you go beat your mama. If they do you DNA test, you go beat your mama this night. Because let me tell you why you go beat your mama. Because that security guard, when they suspect, say they bench your mama, no even be on. For back, they look the security, I say, he black like me, if he be my papa, you know, say, he know if they want the suspect when he know say they arrange him, man, still no be him papa. Weary. Person when no know him papa, they ask me about my mama.
That's disrespectful. You should just stop.
Papa, leave him. No need to ask. As he don't disrespect me, I don't clear him, rapture him in day with him papa for where they do a Agbepo work. He go soon leave there, go join mama for Allen Avenue. Where they go, they do Bele Pawo. Please, let's talk. You see, the day you begin to accept your reality. In fact, I'm not talking again. Anybody that wants to talk now, come and talk. I'm not talking again. Sure, they see YouTube people, stingios. They never buy one super chat. They never buy one super sticker. They never buy anything. But I love my TikTok. Double click that screen. Who's my number one gifter? Make I hail my number one gifter. DJ Blaze. Now still you. Oh boy, you try. Oh yeah. Bah! Easy Andy. Just send me a gem gun. So, no. Let's talk. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Let us tell ourselves the truth.
The issue with the facts you're speaking is that people's IQ and level of understanding differs a lot. You say something and a lot of people twist it and most people understand. In fact, a lot of us have selective memories. They just pick the ones they want to pick and throw away the rest.
Hello, Daddy. Hello, Samara.
Hello, my darling sister.
Daddy Face, what you're saying is true. Everything you've said. And the reason why, like, the UK is even accommodating us like Nigerians because of, like, people before us, the black people that were here already, Nigerians, they made sure that they made Peckham, they made Brixton, all these things accommodating for us. But without the people making, like, paving that way for us, we won't even have all those things that we are getting right now in the UK. So what Daddy Freeze actually, because before that video he made that people are coming out for him, there's so many things he has said before that. It's not that he's just coming for people in the UK or disrespecting them. You can't be coming on social media and be giving all these false narratives to Nigerians back home, thinking that all is well when all isn't well.
Ozzy just sent me a message. See, Daddy Freeze, you're 100% correct. I'm relocating back to Nigeria soon. Let me tell you, if you are a woman and you are abroad, I understand why you are abroad, because women don't have rights in Nigeria. I understand.
Yeah.
Some women relocate because they want to be somewhere where they have rights. I will not quarrel with you. I understand. But you see, let's tell ourselves the truth. Let's tell ourselves the truth. One person, they tell me, say, make I better avoid the UK. But where they stay for UK, you know, if you near the gate. Eric Olatunde, any day they come UK, I go DM you directly. That madness where you want to do, I want make you show me. Where they stay for UK, you know, if you near the gate. If they see you, they go arrest you, because you don't look like who they stay around that kind of place. Nobody say they make mouth. I remember you. Send me an email. So any day they come UK, I go fit send you email. Then I won't come and I go tell you where I go there for that UK. Me where they day UK, they do live stream. You know, you see me, they do live stream for UK. We they work out for road, they live stream. When we tell ourselves the truth.
These people don't really understand.
As in these people, they mad, they think I be like them. Oh Lord, Obangbo. Alone, any day they come UK, I must let you know. Eric Moroti Orukwemi, Eric Olatunde, any day they come UK, Alone, I go phone you. Give me your phone number, make I phone you. From airport now, I go begin to phone you. I go burn your number out. You go tire, you go not say you meet, you jam weary. I know where low. As I land for airport like this, now you I go first call, say I dey Heathrow. From Heathrow, my next stop, I go tell you where I dey. I go tell you, in fact, I'll give you 6 hours advance. Say, I dey go Harrods or go chop. Say, meet me for Harrods. You that your Peckham way, you go come carry and come Harrods. You will come meet the people where they cure madness abroad. That's when you realize the kind of people I have abroad.
It doesn't matter where someone is. It doesn't matter location where they are. IQ is IQ, regardless of location where the person is at. You're passing a message, and someone who claims to be in the UK is having an issue with what your opinion and making a threat. That doesn't make sense.
No, me, I even like actually threaten me, because me, I don't carry him now. So I don't carry him upon myself. How did I lie? How did I lie? Why did you relocate? Why don't you come on live and tell me why you relocate? And then tell me how much you were earning when you were in Nigeria and how much you are earning now. And let us see if it is not for financial reasons. Can we please be honest with ourselves? Can we please be honest with ourselves? Instead of you to stay back and fix your country. Oh, somebody just sent me even on that YouTube where the yap person, make I just appreciate them. Mike Ayo sent me $10. We live as visitors here in the UK. Anyways, regardless of your status, I have never come across a Saudi Arabian citizen hustling over here. Have you ever seen an Emirati hustling in the UK or the US? They come to school, they go to Harvard, they go to Yale. You will not see them in McDonald's hustling. Can we be honest with ourselves? Let's my throat is so dry. Let us please be honest with ourselves. Can we please be honest? I'm not, you see, the reason why I came fired up to the show today was because some people decided to join themselves on YouTube and attack me. I said 90% of Nigerians abroad are not rich. A statement I made. The second statement I said, you are second-class citizens abroad. Samaria, are you a first-class citizen in the US?
Daddy Freeze.
I don't know who to be first class and second class.
Meaning first class now, the Bush, the Trumps,
Daddy Freeze.
the Kennedys.
No.
Daddy Freeze,
The
President Trump came out and
Rockefellers,
said,
the Fords.
No, I'm not.
I'm listening to you.
Daddy Freeze, they said it to our face that we are third-class citizens, the blacks, the ones coming from Africa. The blacks that are already there that don't even know their roots back to Africa, those ones are even better, but yet they still experience racism and discrimination. But us coming in with the accent and everything, even the people even here before the new people coming in, they don't even try to. There's no Nigerian community in the UK. The only place that you can even get help from is even Ghanaians even help. Even Ghanaians have helped people even more than Nigerians. Everybody wants to avoid you if you're a migrant. They won't say, they even threaten that will call immigration for you, like trying to pull fear. Even I watched the YouTube video when the woman and that other man were talking. You see that if the UK is not working for you, go back to your country. Those are the kind of people that in the diaspora, they always want to carry that audacity to come online and be talking down on people or making other people feel bad.
I've never heard that before.
It's here. I think you stay in Canada, right, or America?
UK is the market there.
Hold on. Emmanuel Essenta said Daddy Freeze, but tribalism in Nigeria is arguably worse than the racism abroad. 100%. I agree with you, brother. And that is our fault, because if we lived in love with one another, we will not be where we are today. Somebody said in Germany, there are no second-class citizens. Germany is a one-off place. And Germany has its own fair share of Babanla racism to Burugon. Germany, make you there, they lie, give yourself. They might not be second-class citizens, but trust me, bruv. Trust me, sir. They have their own madness going on for them. But you have a point right there. They say Simply Vic 2 won't come. Where in the? Make I bring them. I don't want to talk again. I've over-talked. No. I need you to be there.
Okay.
You're not going anywhere. Where are you leaving to? Vico, they say you won't talk. Now you are coming fine now. Okay, if Vic is not coming, let me bring somebody else. Somebody just sent this message to me, said, Daddy Freeze, I left Nigeria because I was kidnapped and... Hey. Wow. She went through a traumatic experience. I'm not going to mention it. So I'm just going to leave it. I almost read it out. Thank God. Vic, make una help me call Vic. Oh, where is Vic? Make I use my phone, call him. So make he come talk.
Daddy Freeze, someone said racism is worse than tribalism.
They are both bad. It's like saying herpes is worse than HIV. None of them is good now.
They're the same thing.
They're synonymous.
Have you read history of how they'll be lynched? Sorry, I don't want to use bad words.
Just be careful. Choose your words carefully.
That's why I want to be careful. You need to read history before you come and start saying certain things here.
Oh. Someone said, do you really know what people are facing in Nigeria? Okay. If they are facing something in Nigeria and they go abroad, they went abroad because of financial reasons. Let's tell ourselves the truth. That, you see, my problem is you are trying to use clever words to dodge what I have said in plain English. 90% of the people abroad left for financial reasons.
I agree. That's why you see people coming, but they'll tell you, their family is going through a lot. They need to move and make this money.
Let me give you an example. I know a bank manager. I don't send you message. Monday Ufot buy my super chat. So if you buy my super chat, I go allow you get opinion. If you don't buy my super chat, you talk nonsense, I go cost you. Monday Ufot says I'd rather be a US citizen and a third-class citizen here. Let me tell you something, my dear friend. You are saying this because Nigeria is not good. If Nigeria were good, you would not want to be a third-class citizen in the US. If Nigeria were Dubai, you will not see an Emiratis. My darling sister, they are not so that they fight me. Simply Vic, they say they here, say in one talk. Make we hear and where in they now? I don't send you request tire.
You was there.
Even Monday, who for don't agree with me. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Let's stop. You see, let's be honest. Honesty is all I need from us. Someone said, not everyone that went abroad left for financial reasons. Some people were already established in Nigeria and moved their kids abroad for a secured future. 10%. 10. How many people compared to the people where they might go embassy, go see people where they come out on 2-week visa, away from there, they jackpot. It is money related. Can we be honest with ourselves? Yeah, Vic, they say you get waiting one talk.
Waiting me, I just, like you are right to an extent, but of course you are not 100% right.
Nobody can be 100% right. Of course, I stand corrected.
Yeah, there's some things I decided.
Make we see your face now.
Yes, I can. I'm kind of busy here. I'm doing some things.
Oh, okay.
But I can talk as well. Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from in terms of a lot of people leaving Nigeria for greener pastures, for financial benefits and all that, which is understandable because the country that they are living does not create that enabling environment to thrive. And you've listed some things why people move abroad. Do you blame anybody? Like I said, when you and I were discussing on the DM, you were using, I've always told you that you always use you always see things most times.
Initially, and let me get you there. Initially, I said 90% of people living abroad are poor. I changed it to they are not rich because I had a conversation with you and I sat down and I thought about it. I said, well, nobody is really poor abroad, but they are not rich. They flex for us. You don't know how annoying it is when people that live abroad begin to flex for you.
Yes, I get you. Well, people will flex because maybe now their life is better. I get where they're coming from. But don't forget, the people that are really rich, that have this money in Nigeria, they are less than 1%. So if we are using that...
No, you see, simply Vic, don't get me wrong. I am not making a comparison with... I am saying, listen to the statements I made. 90% of Nigerians living abroad are not rich. Is a statement. Do you agree? Do you know what rich abroad is?
Yeah, they are not rich.
They are not rich.
They are very comfortable.
We're not talking about comfortable. Comfortable is relative, but they are not rich. We can argue comfort up and down because a man who lives in Hollywood in a mansion like Madonna, for instance, her level of comfort is going to be different from a Nigerian who lives in a studio in a council flat in the UK. He will be comfortable. You have light, you have water, you have food. Compared to Nigeria, he's comfortable. Right?
Something.
Now. The second statement I made was raising children abroad is not better than raising children in Nigeria.
But Nigeria too is not better.
That's why I said it's not better. Listen, Nigeria has its own madness. Abroad has their own madness. It's like running from K-leg to bow leg. K-leg is never the cure of bow leg. I keep saying this all the time. Abroad is K-leg, Nigeria is bow leg. None are good. Do you understand? But me, because I can control my kids better. I have more input into their lives and into their minds. I'll rather raise them in Nigeria. That's why I said I'm not going to send my children abroad. Now, of course, God forbid, should there be a situation of war, you want to send your children to where it's safest.
Let me just quickly tweak what you just said here.
Yes.
Because you think you can control, you have some form of influence on your kids in Nigeria. That is why most of the kids raised in Nigeria are living a life of pretense. When they now go abroad, they now be who they are or what they want to be because of the fear that daddy will beat me, mommy will beat me and all that. So they are not who they are. They show you a side you want to see. But once they jackpot or they go abroad or they go to school, they are somebody else. Then we've seen situations where a girl will wear a long skirt from home. By the time a mini skirt is in her bag, when she's outside, she will just go to a toilet and change. But when she's back home, she removes her earring. That is not living. That's not life. That's a lie. And that's what Nigeria has become. That's how we have raised our kids to be. Where our kids cannot be who they are, generally.
Now, we all had that problem. But you see, as much as possible, it is easier to have conversations with your children in Nigeria without them, without you being afraid that they'll come and carry your children from you. Nobody if you can't carry my Pekin unless I wound them for Niger. Say he get, and you see, like I said, maybe it works better for you, but it doesn't work better for me. The third thing I said, and I think we agree on that, you always be a second-class citizen abroad. You will always be a second-class citizen.
I will always be a second-class citizen as well, but you know, most of us, not me anyway, most people in Nigeria have no class at all in Nigeria. Is it not this Nigeria that we have the same NSAS Wahala? Is it not in this same Nigeria that we have NSAS?
Do you understand? No. Let's remember that I was working with the fact that if Nigeria was better, my statement all started with the reason why people left Nigeria was because Nigeria was bad. Remember, I also said if you are earning $10,000, 10 million naira a month in Nigeria, you will not leave Nigeria. 10 million naira a month, you will be able to, you will not fall into the classless. You will have some level of class. And in Nigeria, if you are careful with 10 million naira a month, you could collect chieftaincy title self. Abi, do you understand? So let's agree. You are classless in Nigeria because you are a organizer in Mushin. If you are earning 5 million naira, and I gave the example of the late Dan Foster, may he so rest in peace. He came to Nigeria, they deported him to America, he came back to the same Nigeria. So Nigeria is not bad for everybody. And let me tell you, the idea that people that are doing well in Nigeria are thieves is a lie. Not everybody doing well in Nigeria is a politician or a politician's son. I remember there was a time I entered a taxi and the guy was driving in Lekki and he was looking at everybody like, say, all these houses, they're all thieves. All these. At the point, I had to shut him up. I said, dude, please, when we get to the next petrol station, can you just drop me? How come? Because you don't know what they are doing. That's exactly, you see, this mentality is the same mentality your EFCC and NDLA have. They'll just go and boss somebody because they see him driving a flashy car, or because he's done dreadlocks, or because he's a young guy and he's driving a white Mercedes. They go just label him. Let's stop this labeling. If you want to participate in my program, you have to come to Instagram. I'm also going to bring some people from TikTok. So if you want to participate on TikTok, just send me a request. In the meantime, my number one gifter is Issy Andy. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, come and pop those money guns. Let me even, Timile is my number 2 gifter. And I'm still looking for my money guns. Oh yeah, pop those money guns. Let's make it happen today. Let's make it happen today if you're enjoying the show. Tokbe Tosin Owolabi says, bring me on live. Simply Vic, thank you for coming. I like people that have their faces. I want to be able to see them. Don't be angry. You understand? I needed you to come and express your opinion because you said you wanted to. But if you finished expressing your opinion, unless somebody is watching me on 2 different platforms. Hello, sir. I've sent you a request. Oh yeah. You understand? I needed you to come and express your opinion because talk better, sing. You are playing me back to myself. Oh, this echoing, Modano. Okay, I'm here now. Sorry about that, Daddy. All right, no problem, brother. Let's hear your opinion. Vic Oshegon, Amarira Lola. All right. Yes.
You see, I think we are mugging up the issue of this staying abroad and staying in Nigeria. Staying abroad has its own advantage, and staying in Nigeria has its own advantage. I agree with you that most people travel to abroad because of financial reasons. And because of so many reasons anyway, most people are in abroad because of so many reasons. But what I will not agree with you is that you cannot compare the life abroad, no matter how terrible you think it is, with the life in Nigeria. You've talked about security, you've talked about even the amount of money people are earning. You can't compare somebody earning 30,000, 50,000, even 100,000 naira. The quality of life is going to have access to. What what is the essence of living if you cannot take care of yourself? That's the way I think of it. But let me now talk about the downside of living abroad. Before I continue,
I like you for the fact that you are balanced. You want to talk about both the good and the bad, and I like that balance. Most people are not balanced. Go ahead.
I don't think people should take anything personal on this social media. Everybody is expressing himself on what he thinks, especially with the limits of the knowledge that everybody has. That's the reason why they are coming up to talk about any issue. Nobody is master of all.
100%.
Anybody is bringing out any topic, is bringing it out for you people to understand, to know, and to even to be able to see out of it. You know, some people have come to abroad, they have issues, they have problems, they've even gone down the drain, and some people are making big money.
YouTube people, see how many people are watching me on Facebook? 600 plus.
And their children are doing
Instagram.
very, very good.
700
now,
plus.
let me now tell you the
TikTok.
downside of people abroad. I've discovered. I have
Before I begin to feel so now very important.
And they have not gone to college, including my last born. But one thing I did, I travel to Nigeria 2 times, 1 time, 2 times every year. And my intention is to go back to Nigeria if I have the opportunity of going back to Nigeria. Nobody will tell me not to go to Nigeria 2 times. As mad as that country is, my spirit, my soul, and my body is in Nigeria.
100%.
What I'm saying is this. Do you know what I discovered? I know I've lost my children to the Western world. They can never come back to Nigeria again. And that is paining me into my bone marrow. I brought them here so that they can have the best of life, best education and everything. But I discovered that I've lost them to the system. And most of us abroad, we've lost our children to the system. They will never come
Oh, brother! I wish I could bring you to Instagram so I can record. You know the problem I have with TikTok? Brother, this thing that you have said, I wish I could bring you on Instagram so I can make a video out of it.
I was there.
What's your handle on Instagram? Let me bring you on Instagram. This thing that you are saying, you don't bust my brain.
My request is on Instagram.
What's your name on Instagram? What's your name on Instagram? Sorry? Tokpe Owolabi. Tokpe, because the problem I have with, okay, I've seen you on Instagram. Because the problem I have with TikTok is, once we finish the live, it disappears. TikTok, you cannot save live. So I've sent you. For Ashere, God bless you. Let me remove you from TikTok. Sorry, make una no vex. You feel even come out yourself because this TikTok can be very confusing.
Let me see if I can remove myself here. Okay, yes.
God bless you. God bless you. This thing that you are saying, Tokpe, is a video on its own. I'm going to tell you a story. Simply, this person I'm going to talk about, I'm not going to mention his name, but you know the person. You know the. And when I finish this live, I will call you and tell you who the person is. Samaria, you might not know the person, but I will tell you who the person is. He called me one day. He said he has children in the UK, that he has lost his children. That he wants to come back to Nigeria and have one son that he will keep in his village. Now, let us allow my brother, please, everything you said on TikTok, I beg you in God's name, say it again so that we can have it on record because you spoke Babanla wisdom.
Okay, what I'm saying is this. All along, my dream is to come to Western world, and the only reason why I want to come here is because of my kids. I want them to have access to better education, better life, and everything. Even though me too, I desire that. But I discovered that since I've been here, I always travel back to Nigeria 1 time, 2 times. My spirit and my soul, my body is in Nigeria. I discovered that I'm making money here. A lot of money, by the way. At least I'm living comfortable. I'm not rich. I'm not poor. But I can take care of my business. And I think that's okay for me because I'm contented with whatever I have. I was able to give my children the best I can do for them with my level as an immigrant for them to go to college. But I discovered that I've lost them to the system. Really, I'm not sure. I don't know. Things may change tomorrow. If they can come to Africa, I'm not sure. Because one, the story that is emanating from Nigeria is not encouraging. The news there is not encouraging. And even they've lost touch with all their friends. They've lost touch with even the family, even family member. Most of them don't even know me. Some of my family member again. Even when they say, "Oh, who is this? Oh, is that guy? Is that guy?" I took out of this place. It's not up to 15 years. Why are you not talking as if you don't even know where Africa is? You know? So I discovered that they are lost. I have everything I can think of in Nigeria. As I don't know a champagne out of it. Champagne, and I'm not sure they will even know anything until I die. And I can tell you for free, this is the fate of most Africans that brought their children, that have families here. Even some of us that are here, I'm telling you, I used to tell people, if you don't go to Nigeria, after 10 years, you are finished. If you are living abroad and you are not going back to that place, because you cannot fit in again. There's no way you will fit in. It is all this in it, all this speaking with your nose. That's all you will know. And I want to also say it. People make money. I'm not disowning people are making money in abroad. But I can tell you the loneliness in abroad is compared to nothing.
I swear, now me supposed buy you money gone. Baba, you don't feel, as nobody fit talk again after you talk.
Yes, the loneliness in this place is crazy. Money every day, we make money. Listen, that is we make money anybody that goes to work, and just 8 to 9 or 9, whatever time you go to work in abroad, it's money. It's per hour. You see the money, you spend the money. But really, I must confess, I don't know everybody to enjoy their own money, but really do we enjoy the money? The only way I enjoy my money is when I go to Nigeria. That is the only time I enjoy my own money. I don't know about you. Some people, they may go to the Caribbean, they may go to wherever they want to go to, but I don't even want to go to that place. I really want to go back to Nigeria. And that's why I feel free and I enjoy every little sweat that I've put together all these years. Now, what am I saying? When I think of the lost generations, you see, I cry for myself. I cry for my generation. I cry for those that are even coming, because who is going to take care of our fatherland? Our place is going to be like the Israelites when they were driven away. Until get to a time that all of us want to come back. Before that time, you know how many generations that would have lost totally. And we are losing them right now. Some of them don't even know anything about our culture, about anything. They don't even know. I used to tell my kids, I said, I'm going to die in Nigeria. I'm not going to die in this America. I will die in Nigeria. And nobody should bury me in this. I will not even die here. If they lie, when they kidnap me in Nigeria and I will die there, I don't care. Even if they kill me, I'm not afraid of death anyway. So, like I think we just need to revisit. We need to look at this issue of abroad in different angle. Personally, I used to tell people, if you have opportunity of coming abroad, come abroad. Come and make money. Come and live a better life than what we have in Nigeria. But like you said, if Nigeria is good, how long are we going to wait for Godot? How long are we going to wait before Nigeria is good? Our generation is finished already. When it comes to Nigeria, even the one after us is finished. When it comes to the issue of Nigeria, even the one after us, 2 generations after us is finished when it comes to the issue of Nigeria. So when are we going to wait for? How long are we going to wait for before we can eat, before we can sleep, before we can buy a car? No, I don't know how long we are going. And that is the reason people will definitely continue to move abroad. We can't stop people from moving abroad. We can't stop people from taking their children abroad. And we can't stop them from enjoying their life abroad. But for those who are lucky, I reacted to your statement the other time. You only talk about people that make 5 million, 10 million. That is fees. 130 million are living under poverty. That is not a country to me. No matter how in this America, especially if you are immigrant, especially if you are from Nigeria, if you have an opportunity to go to school out America, even if you don't have opportunity to go back to school, you will still live comfortably. But you have a choice where you want to live. Either you want to live in the slum, in the hood, you have a choice. Either you want to live in a relatively good place, you have a choice. Either you want to live in a urban area or suburban area, you have a choice, depending on what you are doing in America. So in a country where somebody has a choice of what you want to do, I don't think there's any more freedom than that. When you have a choice, if I want to, like me, some people they go to Walmart to shop. Some people they go to, and the same thing, they go to Publix to go and buy it. And some people go to other places that are expensive. You have a choice of buying the same thing in different shops. Those are the things I see. I don't see anything that is more than freedom than when you have a choice to do what you want to do. You go to the shop, you can buy any car you want to buy. A new car for that matter. It doesn't mean that you are poor or you are rich. You see, those choices is not something we can buy with money. And we don't need to compare Nigeria with overseas or with abroad. It's not comparison. The only thing I know is that Nigeria is good for our spirit. It's good for our soul. It's good for our person. Because that is where we come from. We cannot deny that fact. Now let's talk about this issue of second citizen or third citizen. I responded on your show that, look, most of us, we don't even have class in Nigeria. We are not even a citizen. Because when you qualify what is meant to be a citizen, that means the government is responsible for you. That is the meaning of being a citizen. That means you have something that the government is doing for you. There is a benefit you are enjoying from the government. They give you good road, they give you good health care. That is the meaning of, and when anything happens to you, your government will respond. That is the meaning of citizen. So even in Nigeria, I'm telling you, we don't even have class. We are not even a citizen of that country, unless we are just deceiving ourselves. So
now, hold on. Let me say some things, yeah, because I'm also going to speak from experience. My father came from a poor home in Nigeria, but he was a brilliant guy. My father was a top, how do I put it, a straight A student from when he was in primary school. He started primary school at 12, but because he skipped so many classes, he was able to catch up with his mates. They didn't send him to school on time, so they finally sent him to school at 12. They put him for the class. They say, Baba, you don't hold past this class. They move and go. So he kept having double promotion until he got to secondary school. I'm going to tell you my father's personal story. Now, my father grew up in Ghana. He went to Tema Secondary School. So just before his final exam, Nigerians were driven out of Ghana. And my father's family happened to be a victim of this Ghana, Nigeria must go, if we put it like that. So they were loading the bus so that the whole family can come back to my village, Onyo. So my father asked his mom, that's my grandmother on the bus, he said, now when we go back, how will he do his exam? Now one person just used, Nigerians can be very sniggering. Exam. Say, there is no exam for you. Say, now for farm, you go work. So my father got down from the bus and took his suitcase and told his mother that let him stay back in Ghana, at least let him finish his exams so that he can have something to show for all his life that he has gone to school. So my grandmother put her hand in her pocket and everything she had, she gave it to him and said, oh yeah, I leave you behind. My father went to his school. This was like a month before the major exam and was sleeping in the classroom. The school was not boarding school. He didn't have where to sleep. So they had toilet. You go there and bath, wear his clothes, and come and sit down in school. Before you know it, half of the school had joined my father to come and live in the school. Because he was teaching them. So this one will come, will bring that their pepper that they fry in Ghana. This one. So they were living as a community till they finished their exams. The day my father wrote his last paper, he carried his portmanteau and went to the beach where the ship that was bringing the final ship that was bringing refugees from Ghana to Nigeria was bringing them back. That's how my father found his way back to Nigeria. Begged people, hitchhike, found his way to the village. It was in the village that my father's result came, a parallel. They can't send them go Lagos. Say, with that result, whether he will see any opportunities. My father started walking from embassy to embassy with leg. From his house, he go waka go American embassy, go waka go. That's how they told him that they are doing scholarship in Hungarian embassy. He went to the Hungarian embassy. They said 5 minutes before somebody had picked the last form. Bros, please mute your mic so that they can hear me well. Shito pepper, that's the Ghanaian pepper where they talk about. God bless you. So while my father was heartbroken, because he don't work at the whole embassy, they look for scholarship. One person won't call and say, Romania, they give scholarship. Oh. Say, Romania embassy, they down the road. Say, make it just waka go there, whether if he get luck. So my papa go there, see, say, the truth, they give scholarship. Now my papa buy their form, do their exam, tear their exam. Now, so my papa take get scholarship to go Europe. Oh. My father went to Romania. Now, those days, a Nigerian passport was very good. He did not need visa for the UK. He did not need visa for Germany. He don't need... So he went to Romania for 7 years to study medicine. 7 years. Top of his class. One day, I did do poor for school. My papa carried me go Romania. I think I was in secondary school then. One day, my papa just vexed with me. Say, be like, say my head no just one correct. He carried me go Romania. Go meet him professor. We teach him medicine. Him professor see me. Tell me, say my father was his best student overall. Guess what? The day my father wrote his last paper in Romania, he tell my mama, say, they go back in country. Do you know the kind of opportunities my father had? A Romanian trained doctor that has a passport that can enter the UK. Is it not to enter the UK and go and be working and then start their exam there? He had the opportunity to go to Germany. Romania then was suffering because it was Eastern Bloc European country. But he was not suffering the Romanian suffer because he had a Nigerian passport. All he needed to do was buy a ticket and go to the UK. And tell my mother to come and meet him in the UK. Which I'll write paper here, write paper there. Eventually, Mama and us go come join her for the UK. He would have been a doctor in the UK. You know what my father did? My father came back to his country. Do you know why? Because his country was sweet. Today, I doubt if my father would have come back. He came back. Government gave him a duplex in Oshogbo as a houseman. You know what? A first year a doctor who's working for his first year, he had a duplex with compound in Oshogbo. By the time my father was transferred to Ibadan, he moved to Ibadan. Government gave him a brand new 504. And they are deducting it from his money.
Who was the president then?
Shehu Shagari. I remember very well. I remember when my father brought his 504 home as a young doctor. He could live well in Nigeria. He got car loan and he paid the car loan from his salary as a junior doctor. At that time, when my father came back to Nigeria, you did not need a British visa. I'm not talking of, you don't even need visa to go to the UK because Nigeria was Commonwealth. So we had no visa issues. But my father came home. Sometimes we regret this decision on his behalf because he was such a brilliant student and he's a great doctor. But when he came to Nigeria, he came at a time when Nigeria started going down. After this, how Nigeria will go down a little, it will stop. Then it look like everything is okay, then it will go down a little. Then it will stop. Then look like it's okay, then it go. And each time it will keep coming down. The 80s were worse than the 70s. The 90s were worse than the 80s. Year 2000, from 2001 to 2010, was the only time Nigeria looked like it was going to rise back again. Thank God for Yaradua and everybody else that followed. Nigeria went back again. So me, I am telling you, my dear brother, that if you were too poor to get an education in Nigeria, like my father was, and you're able to get an education abroad, the moment you go abroad, you will come back to Nigeria if Nigeria is good, because Nigeria had prospects for you. That time, my father's friends that went to study in Russia, they all came back. Very few of them stayed back. They came back with their Russian wives.
But Daddy Freeze, you know, a lot of them were sent, they were, how do I say it, collectively sent overseas to go and study.
My father was not collectively sent. He was sent by the Romanian government.
But is that, am I correct in that?
Yes, some people were sent abroad. Then when you come back, you come and help them develop the state. Okay. My father, on his own luck, he won a Romanian scholarship. And he could have continued staying in Romania or moved to the UK, which was down the road. Do you know ticket from Romania to the UK is $200? That's how cheap it is. It's like Nigeria to Ghana. Nigeria to Ghana is even more expensive. So I'm trying to tell you that at that point, they all came back home because what they wanted abroad was that education. And the moment they got that education, they came back home. But you see now, education is like, that's what Tiamiyu said. Education is a road out of Nigeria. Once you get that, say they give you opportunity to come read master almost from there, you don't jackpot.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't blame them. I blame our government that ruined the country.
Exactly.
And I blame religion. But here is my point again, my dear brother. With what you have seen abroad, if Nigeria improves, by improved, I mean security situations are solved. Electricity is 24 hours. Education and healthcare are at least standard. Will you not come back home?
No, even with all these shenanigans, I'm still home. Everything I have is home. I wanted to come back home. I am thinking of going back home, but do you know the problem? You see, we are losing on both sides. And this is the things I want people to understand. We are the way I said, most of us, when we come here, you train your children, and you lost your children to the system. By the time those of us that want to go back home, do you know what we are going to lose? We are going to lose the fact that your children cannot come back to Nigeria to come and say, hi, Grandpa, let me bring my children and say hi to you. Do you know that's going to be so miserable? And your children cannot come back. Either Nigeria is bad or is good. Me, I'm going back to Nigeria. By the grace of, I'm going to die in Nigeria. But I'll be more miserable if my children cannot come back to me. I'm going to say, hi, Grandpa, let us come and stay and enjoy one year with you. I know I say 1 year. 1 month with you, 2 weeks with you. That is another sad reality that is facing us. Especially those of us that want to go back.
Let me tell you, sir, excuse me. You see, the blogs, or the bloggers, or whatever they are called, and the movie industry, they are contributing factors to this. For example, my nieces and nephews in UK, their last visitation was in 2007, 2008. My sister, she hasn't been home in years, and she's trying to go home, anytime soon. But the kids don't want to go. They are grown. 18
They will not go.
They don't want to go. Reasons. They watch Nigerian movies on YouTube and all the rest of them. They read the news. And they just tell you it's not safe. They just bent on telling you a lot of things that go wrong back home. They see on a social media.
The question is, even with you yourself, even the woman, do you think a woman can confidently say, let us go?
Yes, they were not born in Nigeria. That's the point. They were not born in Nigeria. But the things they see online is scary.
Yes.
The news, the image we portray out there is scary.
It's not about image, my dear sister. Don't let us model this thing up. Nigeria is not good. Everybody knows it's not good. Things are difficult. Things are terrible. Don't let us paint it. Don't let us compromise. You understand what I'm saying? Things that are not good in Nigeria are not good. Things that are not good in our country are not good.
I beg no vex. I don't like
Let's be real with
ourselves. What do you
ourselves.
think?
There is no way you will paint. Listen, there is no way you will paint a peak.
Can you be done?
Paint Nigeria.
Okay, tell them that juicy, sweet one meal. Now yes, I took background. All right, God bless. I'm sending everything now, so that's an extra 12K.
So there's no amount of painting.
Oh, you're sending me the
Anywhere
whole
that is not
receipt,
good,
just everything I'm
it's
owing.
not good.
If here they catch me to look at, make I do it now.
Anywhere that is not good, it's not good. So that
All
is
right,
the
boss.
reality.
I'm doing it now. Thanks.
If you cannot only take your children back to your country and feel safe until you get a police, even with police officer, you see the news emanating from that place every day. It's depressing. For a sane mind, it's very depressing. When they
Okay, look at what is happening in, where is the Anambra also? I saw. And those things are going on. The law enforcement is not doing anything about it. The people, everyone is calm about it. You know, I mean, it's just, I don't know, but.
Yeah, nobody wants to go.
No.
Nobody, it's not about pain. It's until we change the political situation in Nigeria, where those who really have mind. You see, we have the.
Now, let me ask you a question, sir.
There's a lot of politicians in Nigeria than America.
Let me ask you a question. Sorry, sir. Let me ask you a question. If you were to earn 10 million naira a month in Nigeria, will you come back home and live in Nigeria?
I don't even need 10 million naira. With 3 million naira, I'm okay. I don't need 10 million naira. Because I have everything I needed in Nigeria. Everything. So with 3 million naira, I just need to sleep and eat. And what else? I'm not so terrible. With 3 million, I'm okay.
But it's okay with age, sir. Sorry, sir, with age, it's normal. You know, as you mature, as you age, you want to go home.
What else do I need?
Overseas is not for the elderly, it's for the young.
Let me tell you something. If you are above 40 years of age and you go abroad, unless because of your children, you can sacrifice anything. After 40 years and you come abroad, you put yourself in serious trouble. I don't want everybody to agree with me, but when you are 40 years abroad, above, and you come abroad, hey, Jesus Christ.
You know,
Number one, your accent will never change. Your culture will never change. Your mentality will never change like that. Until you now immerse yourself. Before everything changes, you will have spent maybe 15 years, 20 years, not going to Nigeria anymore. Not that you will be going and coming back because you still have that mentality. But when you are here, you immerse yourself in the system for 20 years.
Someone I know said the beauty of village, living in the village, is the fact that you open the door and you were here quarreling and fighting in the village.
Baba, I will not lie. Let me tell you something. I grew up in Ibadan, in Aremo, Ibadan. I swear to you, forget this Lekki where they stay. I'm an Aremo boy. Let me break this down to you. This Lekki where they stay. Fine, if I go to Aremo now, I might not be able to blend in again.
It's the same thing like people that come
But my best memory, if I sleep now and I dream, I did see myself for Aremo, not before Nigeria, for maybe for all this. Alone, if I dream 15 dreams, Baba, you don't know Aremo. You don't wake up, carry spoon, put for your pocket because where they sell a bowl, they don't get spoon. You will not put spoon for your pocket. They get plate, but they don't get spoon because the hand you go take chop them. And I know they like to chop egbo with hand. Baba, now so they go the egbo, say give me egbo, give me beans. No worry about the meat. Let me tell you, you get one place, anytime I chop amala there, I must get typhoid. I go get typhoid, I go still go there the next time, go still chop the amala.
They will pack it like this.
Baba, I lived in Aremo for 10 years. There were times when for 6 months we don't get light. Baba, that 6 months when you don't get light. Now vibe. I remember my cousin Rashid. Lucky, Baba, it took me a long time to blend though. Luckily, I stayed in 1004. So 1004 they bubble. So it helped me. If to say I come from that Aremo straight to this kind Lekki, I for depressed. Aremo. Hey, we don't get light. I get my cousin there, Rashid. He will not tell me say he dey go watch movie for night. Which movie that they show now? Mojo. Now so let me tell you how. I said, Baba, let me just give me 1 minute. Let me explain Aremo to you. I was St. Peter's Church, Arimo, was next to my house. Then Pentecostalism was just entering Nigeria then. So one church down the road don't begin with what they call the show. For middle of the night, they could just begin to pray. Then they go put loudspeaker outside. So whatever the pastor they preach, and whatever prayer you go they hear clear for your sleep where you sleep, noise pollution.
Nice.
So now the church now see say this Pentecostalism done the thief their crowd. Now so Anglican church to begin their own show, them to put speaker outside. So you go begin to hear the war of the preachers. This one will preach say money is evil. The next person say without money you are nothing. So only you go sit down for their middle. Money is evil. Without money you are nothing. As in you go there like this, you go one run mad. This lasted for about 3 months. The former barber shop where they opposite my house, it can't turn to like hangout. Then for Friday night, they can't turn out to one fellowship. Then to buy megaphone, put outside. So you go sit down, you go to hear 3 different messages. This one they speak in tongues, this one they preach against money, this one they preach in supporting money. Only you did the middle, only you then. At that same time on Friday, Bayou Cinema, I don't know if it's still in Arimo. If you grew up in Arimo, you go know Bayou Cinema. Bayou Cinema too, they show movie to attract customers. Waiting that they show for that movie, you go put megaphone outside. So everybody will hear the movie when they watch. If they show Titanic, will they hear? But on Friday, nah, Mojo, that they show. So let me tell you how Friday night sounded in the hood. This set, the one where they face my house, that they speak in tongues. While they speak in tongues, one person they say, money is the devil. The other person say, money is the way God uses to bless you. So you be hearing, Rebete Rabata, money is the devil, money is what God used to bless you. In the same time, you be hearing, Bayou Cinema. Then you'll be hearing the combination of these 3 till 5 a.m. in the morning when Muslims will join them. Allah. So you're gonna, so those ones they call prayer. So you're gonna hear, hey this, hearing this, hearing this. Baba, nothing be like ghetto for this life.
Actually have like some level of aversion to religion in Nigeria because you grew up with all this noise and
everything.
For food, you go just gather see that they pour petrol for person, they want light a fire. Waiting to OG Maggie, it thief Maggie tube. Baba, hood. So once you grow up in that hood, Baba, for Baba 12 midnight, you just look say food no day house. Person where they sell moi still day. Person where they sell akara still day. Then if you don't get money, you go meet the people where they sell akara. You go say share room. Like when they put akara inside fire, you know, as they put them, the spoon they drip. You understand? So that spoon, that small drip go roast one small particle of akara. So for people who don't get money, they go just gather that small particle.
Why not? I fry across.
Samara, you know if you understand.
Samaria is different.
See that they fry across from my house.
No, when they fry akara, as you know, as they carry the akara, they put the akara go they drip. So when they are selling it, they don't sell those crumbs. So they just sell the akara, one akara. Then when they are done, they will now pack the crumbs, put somewhere. So those ones are for the poor. Inside poverty place, you get waiting still be poor people own. So you go just go there say, if you don't get money, instead of buying 3 akara, you just say may they give you a room, the room go plenty. So you just they chew them like chin chin. Baba, as in hood na vibe. But the only problem I have with the hood is it will trap you in. It would be good if I was earning 5 million naira a month and I was living in that hood. But the hood will trap you in, will drag you in. You start thinking like them. Before you know it, you'll not be able to live.
Yes.
You will not be able to get out of that.
That's true.
That hood. But Baba, let me tell you something, My mom is Romanian and I lived a bit in Romania too. But I don't pray to ever leave Nigeria. I don't, apart from going on holiday, and let me tell you something, I'd like to correct all of you. I have a Romanian passport. I don't need a visa for Canada. What I need is what you call an ESTA. I will get it in 5 minutes. My ESTA is still valid till this year. I collected it in 2019. It cost me £5. I did it on my way to the airport. I just called my sister, say, yeah. I don't forget, I don't get Canada visa. My sister said, no worry, I'll get it for you. Between my house and the airport, I'd gotten the visa. Inside the taxi, ask my sister. So I am in Nigeria not because I don't have a choice. I am in Nigeria by choice. That makes me different from 95% of the population. My younger sister is the same. She has the same Romanian passport. Her daughter. Let me tell you how bad Romania is. When there was COVID. Hold on, sorry. Let me tell you something.
I want you to reconsider your statement. You are not in Nigeria by choice. You are in Nigeria because it's comfortable for you. As at now.
It's comfortable. No. Let me. Yes, it's comfortable for me. But also, I love Nigeria. If I was really poor and struggling, I would also leave Nigeria for financial reasons. But as long as I can feed myself and my family, I'll rather be here. And I'll explain to you, if I want to live, I'm sure that if I come to Canada as a Romanian and I'm allowed to stay for 3 months. Within that 3 months, I can begin to arrange myself. Before you know, I don't jack back about Canada. My sisters, when they left Nigeria for UK, they just went to UK. As soon as they got in, they did not even need work permit, they didn't need anything. As long as they had a Romanian passport, before you knew, they were absorbed into the system. It was like that. Now it's different because of Brexit. But what am I saying is, I don't pray for the day when I will become so poor or Nigeria will become so bad that I'll have to leave.
Amen.
I don't pray for that day, because it will be two things. Nigeria has degenerated so bad that they can't bust you for house, beat you for house. You understand that kind of thing? It has become totally unlivable. You are risking your life. Then I know that I have no choice, or that I have become so poor and there's no way I can feed myself or my family. Then let me just leave so that I can go and at least be able to eat 3 square meals. I pray that day never happens. That is why, as much as possible, you will never hear when they are rioting and that the is telling them, yes, go fight for your right. Please, if you want to fight for your right, fight for it by yourself. I will not join you inside.
You see, Daddy Freeze. You see what you are praying for? It's because you are okay. And you must be 0.005% of the population of Nigeria that can be on this level and can relate on this level you are relating. Most people cannot even think of it. Why? Because they are not in that position. Those people living in Ekiti, people living in Oyo State, people living in Abuja, people living in Port Harcourt. And they don't have access to, you are even confined to your Lekki, how do you live in Lagos? You don't even go to Agege. You don't even go to Agege. You don't go to Yanapaja. You don't go to Akute. You don't go to Mowe. So you are comfortable in that area where you are. But what is the fate of those people in those areas? If they have the opportunity, they will jackpot. Personally, I will always tell people, if you want to jackpot. Because it's good for some people, it's good for their sanity. It's good for some people's sanity. We cannot continue in that level. Yeah, but some people are finished. When some of us, when we go back to Nigeria and we start interacting with people in Nigeria, you'll be wondering, what's wrong with these people?
But can I say something?
Let's allow my sister to say something. If you're watching on TikTok, double click my screen. TikTok people, buy my money gone. TikTok people, now only you and I send this night. Holaide, my number 1 gifter, and my number 2 gifter on TikTok. Holaide, now you be 1 and 2. I mean, my eye, they pain me. Timmy Lane, my number 1 gifter. Oh yeah, pop those gifts on TikTok. Gigi Louise, thank you so much. And somebody else sent me some money. Let me just give him a big shout out. On YouTube, the same YouTube, where some people they misbehave, some people they try. Hey, make I just hail them. I beg, no vex, Mama Tuzi. Make I just hail my YouTube people because they try. Yes. Red Pale Zulu sent me $20. Thank you so much. Said Daddy Freeze, you are a brave truth teller. Basibe, Oshe brother me, wakpelaye, mo love it. Send those super chat, super stickers. We're having fun right now. If I offended you, my abroad people, I did not mean to offend you. It's just that sometimes the truth can be offensive. Make una no vex. But this thing where I tell you, you know say not true. So if you're watching on Facebook, send me those super chat, super stickers. I love you all. If you're watching on Instagram, go to Facebook. Search for Daddy Freeze, DADDYFREEZE. Scroll down to today's video. You see how to buy me stars. That is on Facebook. TikTok, keep sending those gifts. I'm looking for my number 1 and my number 2 gifter. Double click that screen. I have 39,000 likes. Let's take it to 50K now. My number 1 gifter is still no other than the great Olamide. And my number 2 gifter is no other than Tokwe Tosin on TikTok. You know I love you, my TikTok people. You guys are amazing. Double click that screen. Double click it. Oh yeah, double click it. Let's go to 50,000 likes. Now. Folio, Oshegon. So over to you, my darling sister.
Mic, please.
Bros, please mute your mic.
All right, so, I've been watching and I was like, okay, I was just laughing, of course. If you say 90% of Nigerians that left, they jackpot for financial. And I said, well, I'm not one of the 90%. I'm one of the 10%. Because I came here young for undergrad, and my father never intended for me to stay. He wanted me to get my education and bring myself back to Nigeria. The only way I was able to get around it was because I kept going to school. I'm a learner. I love to go to school. So I went back for another degree. When I finished my first one, I said I'm still doing some courses while I was doing my first one. I doubled major and I was taking some extra classes that I want to finish that. And I went back to school. So I've been going to school. And of course, now I have kids. But if you wake me up like this and say, Yetunde, we have a job for you in Nigeria today. You'll be paid this. Are you ready to go to Nigeria? I will be back in Nigeria. Everybody that knows me knows that. I've been in America for over 20 years and I am tired. Like people think, when we say it, people don't believe it. I can show you my LinkedIn. I'm looking for a job in Nigeria.
Hey!
I know that what I will earn there might not be what I will earn here. To tell you this, let me tell you, my sister-in-law, she and her husband, they're pharmacists. They were schooled in UK, they lived in UK. They went to school too when they were pretty young. So they met in school, they schooled in UK and everything. But when they have kids, our husband's father have a company. They are doing very well in Nigeria and everything. And they relocated to Nigeria because the husband is the only son. And, so he will be taking over from his dad. But he has to work first for the company. And they are in Nigeria. But do you know she's considering going back now? She herself, with the kids, without the husband, going to UK. Reason is this. For our kids, the money they pay for tuition in Nigeria, it's absolutely ridiculous and outrageous for the quality of education I'm getting. Because my daughter goes to a charter school here in the United States. What she's learning there is not even what they are giving for millions that I'm going to be paying for school in Nigeria. That is a fact. And so a lot of us, when Mr. Topper was saying that if you give him 3 million, he will come to Nigeria, he's not lying. Because what is chasing a lot of people from coming back, why they consider it, like you said, Samaria, security. That is very important. Because no matter how much you want to pay me, if my life and properties are not secured, I would not come back there. But if you are living in America, you are in the same boat now. I can't go to the shopping. Okay, 4th of July, we will go watch the fireworks. But because we were so terrified, just 15 minutes drive from me, last month, there was a mass shooting at the mall here. Just going to the mall to shop and I don't come back home. You can imagine that. The hospital that was next to my hospital in December, somebody went in there. The baby girlfriend was having a baby. He shot the nurses on him.
It's the same all over the world.
Exactly. It's the same.
Just there are peaceful countries, but it's the same.
There are peaceful countries. Exactly. So Nigeria, as much as we can say security, at least in Nigeria, I cannot guarantee, though we know that security is bad in Nigeria too, but there are some areas also that you can be in Nigeria, you can feel at least a bit at ease that, you know what, I don't have to watch my back and everything. The truth is, when I go to Walmart now, my husband is always telling me, like, when you go to Walmart, make sure you pay attention. When you see somebody with some bulky clothing, you might want to pay attention, which is true because that person might be carrying gun. In the state of Texas, for example, it's even worse. Now that everybody can carry gun and it's open carry and you can carry whatever you want and nobody can challenge you for it. So the security is there. And then when you're talking about women leave because of, they are women rights, they have rights. Even in the United States now, how much rights do I have as a woman? If I have a right that is being taken away by the Supreme Court saying I don't have the right to decide what happens to my own body, then what is the rights per se that we are talking about? So a lot of things comes into play. Yes, when Mr. Tope said our children get lost here, it also depends on how you treat your kids from the get-go. My daughter was just a year and 2 months when she's been going to Nigeria with her grandma. Without me, her grandmother takes her and they go to Nigeria for months. And now my kids love to go to Nigeria. Summer, we said every summer they will be traveling if they can. This year they didn't go. Since COVID, they've not gone because COVID, my mom too was here. Nobody could travel anyway. So this year that she was going, I was like, she has some school stuff that she's going to do, so she's not traveling. But they want to even go because I tried to say, I don't want them to forget because I know I'm not going to die in America. I'm going to Nigeria. So I want my kids to be comfortable coming to Nigeria, comfortable knowing that Nigeria is their second country, that they are Americans as much as they are Nigerians. So they have their Nigerian passport. Me, self, I can't find my Nigerian passport. It's lost. So, that's the thing. So we are overseas as much as I agree with you, Samaria, about what people put out there on social media that makes it scary. Do you know, okay, let me tell you this. My MBA class, Mr. Tope, my MBA class, they were considering which countries will go for our international business class. And we had the option between Germany, Israel, and then they picked South Africa. And I was like, why South Africa? I said, Nigeria is the largest economy on the continent of Africa. If we're going to be going anywhere, we should be going to Nigeria. This is because 2 weeks prior, I had already we did a consulting on e-banking and all of this. And where the money is in Nigeria. Where the unicorns are in Nigeria. So I had to fight tooth and nail because I had to justify the reason why Nigeria is where they should take the business if they're going to take the business. So I already know all of this because I don't want them to think I'm being biased. So, but the one thing that everybody is talking about, security, they have to concern about security. Even when our class voted and we still ended up picking South Africa, guess what? The white people there were still saying, they riot there. Meanwhile, this is the same time they were burning down cities in America because of George Floyd. So, but, America doesn't show you that, but they present us as in a bad light and make us also see that our whole country and continent, it's really bad. The only place we can get salvation, we present it, yes, and that the only place we can get salvation is here. I don't know, Mr. Topa, if you live in Texas, if you live in Texas, or if anybody lives in Dallas area.
I live in Atlanta.
Okay. If anybody lives in Dallas area here, all they have to do is go to Oak Cliff, go to Collins Street on Oak Cliff. In fact, one day I will go there. I will deliberately go do video. I will send it to Daddy Freeze. Because you know that when I was doing home health, I will have my husband take me because I can't go myself. That's how scary it is. In fact, if I go to Ajegule, I will still feel at ease. This place, that is how bad it is. My friend's husband is a sheriff, now police. If the guy would take his wife, even him sitting in the car, he would lock his car door. That's how terrifying it is. And those are the things that...
Do you know the beauty of America is that you have a choice of where you want to live.
Where you want to live, yes.
Texas and go and live in a very peaceful...
Exactly. But Mr. Looking up correct also something.
You will still do the same job.
But how many Americans? But let me now ask you a question. You are speaking as an immigrant, and you know what?
Okay.
That is something that irritates African Americans about Africans, black immigrants, particularly Nigerians, because when Nigerians are coming, a lot of times we are educated, we have our certificate, and we know how to just navigate the system. Do you also know that American racism that we are even talking about in America that is institutionalized, they will give you a Nigerian, that is a black Nigerian, they will give you a job before they give an African American a job.
I agree, and that's why they are more.
So that is why I said your earning power is not the same as an African American. You as an immigrant black person can go wherever you want. You earn more. Samaria, you agree with this. But an African American that lives here, that was born here, is in the same situation as Nigerians that you are talking about that are poor in Nigeria and have no alternative, no other place to go but to stay here.
Yeah.
That is the thing. So we have choices.
But you know that what you are saying is different from what the phrase is saying. Why?
No, that's what he's saying.
No. African American here are poor than some people in Nigeria. But immigrant African Nigerians or whatever, they are not poor like African Nigerians living in Nigeria. Don't compare us.
No, the difference is this. The difference is this. The poor in America still have some social safety nets that government has for them.
Yes.
In Nigeria, our poor does not have any social safety net for them. So even the hospitals, for example, now let me tell you this. I work in one of the nation's largest safety net hospital. And the truth is that if you are living in my county, in fact, as a matter of fact, my hospital is only supposed to be responsible for people that are resident in my county, but we take care of gazillion different other county residents, even from outside Texas, from Oklahoma, they come to my hospital. We still take care of them. We cannot deny them care. We still give them the care. And that is what is missing in Nigeria. A poor man in Nigeria can still not get the same level of care as somebody that is rich because they have the money and the resources. But again, a poor person in America that has a job is also not exempt from paying tax. No matter how poor you are, if you have a job, you're going to pay. In Nigeria, that is not the case. So, as much as we want to say this, it's more complex and more complicated than this. Government can do more when it comes to offering social benefits and all of that. But as in the case of Nigeria, but like you said, if you are comfortable in Nigeria, if you are comfortable making enough money in Nigeria and comfortable, I'm not even talking about millions now. I'm not talking about making 20 million, 10 million, or whatever. If you are even making the 3 million you talked about, for example, let's even say that, which is not common. So if you are doing that, it will be okay for you to stay in Nigeria. The only thing that is making it difficult for people to stay in Nigeria is even without your 3 million, if you have to be paying one child's school fees for 1 million, you will not stay.
Do you know the reason why I'm talking about 3 million? Is because I'm done and dusted. Hello? That's the only reason why I'm talking about 3 million or even 5 million or whatever. It's because I'm done, I'm dusted. The 3 million is for me and for me alone, and to do my own charity what I want to do. You see, it's a voluntary money that I want to spend for people. It's not because I want to build a house or I want to buy a car. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why I say with even 3 million, I'm comfortable. Do you understand? But if you still have responsibility, you have to send your children to a private school. You have to send your children, and you have to go to, or you have a illness or sickness, that you have to go to hospital, and you have to pay money to take care of yourself. You have to buy some drugs, even some high blood pressure medicine. You know how much it is. Some people cannot even afford.
Let me tell you, if you have 3 million, hold on, guys. If you have 3 million a month in Nigeria, you can live in my estate. You'll be all right.
Yes.
Let me give you an example. Houses in my estate is 7 million for a year. That's the rent. So if you're earning 3 million, that's 36 million a year. Your rent is 7 million. Yes. You will live 3 million naira a month. You will live beautifully well in Nigeria. You can afford to travel twice a year to a destination of your choice with your children. Let me tell you, schools are expensive. For my son, I pay about maybe 800K a term. That's about 2.4 million. If you have 3 children,
how many people?
Listen, no, I'm calculating the 3 million for you. I'm calculating the 3 million to tell you that
my own 3 million is to go and stay in my village. I'm not staying in Lagos.
If you take 3 million to go and stay in a village, they will crown you king.
The cost of living the cost of living in your village is not the same cost of living in
If you have 3 million, listen, if you have 3 million a month in your village, you will be a king.
In my village, and I enjoy myself. Yes, I'm a king already. I'm a king before.
So 3 million, because if you already have a house, you will end up dashing people that money. It will be too much for you.
The reason why I said that is this, Mr. Daddy, please wait. The reason why I said your statement, Mr. Topper, is misleading on medication is that a lot of people in America have insurance, whether their own private insurance they got through their job. Many people in America are insured through their job. Yes, so which means that their medication can be covered because they are already paying for it. My own family insurance here, me alone, I pay $700, and my job pays 2.5 of what I pay every month for insurance for me and my family, me and my husband and my kids. My mom's insurance, that government pays part of it because of her status, so she qualifies. And because I want her to get this, because I know the kind of health condition, so she actually has, I make sure she gets no deductible. So her deductible, by the time she gets her medication first month of the year, she's already met her deductible. So her deductible is $600. So I pay additional $200 for her every month, besides the $1,000 that government. So which means my mom alone, her insurance is $1,200 per month.
Okay.
Nigeria doesn't have that.
The system is working for you. That is not happening in Nigeria.
But people are not ready to pay for the system to work for them. We also need to fix the fact of that too.
Don't get it distorted. People are ready to pay when the system is working. Look at it, and this is the way I want you to look at it. Anybody that comes from Africa or Nigeria to develop where the system is well established, they will obey the rule. They obey the rule to the letter. They pay everything they're supposed to. Why would they? Even their house rent alone, they pay for their house rent. They can never miss it every month because they know that is the rule. You see, if we have the rule, if the system is well established, even breaking of a traffic rule in Nigeria, they will not break it. But because when they see people obeying this traffic, and you see some set of people not obeying this traffic, you see, the thing changes.
But sir, I agree with you. But the thing is, these people that we are coming into their system, sir. Let me ask you a question. These people, there was a time that America too was a wild west. And nobody was following the rule. Exactly. But at a point, they decided that they want a particular kind of lifestyle for themselves. And they made that conscious decision to follow the rules that is on ground. They're going to pay for it because they don't want to be under any king or anything. This is the type of government they want. And they were ready to sacrifice and pay for that. Why should our people not be ready to do that? If our people cannot obey, if our people cannot obey common traffic lights, if our people always find a way to skim the system, that is, if the little resources we have, if we are both people in power and the people not in power, if we are the little resources we have, if we are mismanaging that resources, why are we not taking responsibility? Until we take responsibility and accountability for our whole part in the mess, instead of trying to shove everything and saying it's an invincible government, it's all our own people in government. My father was in government. You have friends in government. You have family members in government. Our aunties, our uncles, our friends are in government. So government is not from invisible people. We are the government.
It means until we have a collective responsibility towards our country, all of us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Millions of us abroad, until we have this collective responsibility towards our country, that means we are not moving forward. But unfortunately for us, I used to ask myself, do we have the foundation right now? Are we even planning to lay the foundation? When are we going to start the foundation? We are not even talking about what's going to happen later. When are we going to start laying the foundation? Who is going to start it? Who is going to bear the cat? Who is going? Because there is no country that will ever prosper without having a decisive leader. Somebody must lead. Somebody must be in the forefront, and other people will follow. Everything that happened in history, either in Europe or in America or wherever, there is a leader. There is George Washington of this world. There is Obama of this world. There is somebody that will break it. Who is going to start it? We need to start. If we don't start, we are not going to build. And we cannot build on nothing. And that has been our albatross for ages now. Because we are not building on anything. So until we start building the foundation, when are we going to start? Who is going to start it? We need somebody, even when everybody will follow. In leadership, not everybody is going to be leader, but most people will be a follower. And they will only follow the leader. And that's why most of us that call ourselves Christian, we follow Jesus Christ. Everybody's shouting Jesus Christ now because he laid the example and everybody follow. Muhammad, everybody follow Allah and Muhammad because he lays their own example for them and they follow. So we still need, no matter what we say, we still need a leader that will usher us out of this mess that we have. Until we get to that, then we start building the foundation because all of us, we have to join together to build the foundation that we need so that our country, we can have a little bit of sanity.
Mr.
All right. Let's draw this to an end. Everybody, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mama. Okay. I want everybody to leave, and I want to ask Mama Tuzi some questions. Samaria, bye. If you're watching on TikTok, who's my number one gifter? DJ Blaze, back to my number one gifter. And who's my number two gifter? BBB Hoke. That's my number two gifter. Thank you so much. Keep popping those money guns. I got money guns from Dip Sailor, DJ 7 Golds, and BBB Miles 0007. Thank you so much. Keep popping those money guns on TikTok. TikTok is one of my, hey, we're almost on 50K. We're on 43,900. Double click that screen. Oh yeah, double click that screen. I'm looking for my number one gifter. Special shout out to my number one gifter. You can see my number one and my number two gifter. Please follow them. Thank you for all of you who sent me stars. Jome, thank you so much. Dare Solomon, thank you so much. And every single person on YouTube who sent me super chat, super stickers, and super likes. I'm going to give you all a shout out as I end. Now, over to you. Why did you, as someone who lives abroad, why did you relocate? Why do you want to relocate to Nigeria to get a job in Nigeria?
I've always believed in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, I don't think there's any degree that I studied, any course that I studied in school that is not because of Nigeria. You know, I can share with you my statement, a personal statement of a reason why, you know, for all my grad school stuff, I'm always saying is Nigeria. Even for my nursing school, I say it's Nigeria. Everything I've always done has always been, I want to go back to Nigeria. I want to make a difference. You know, some people might lose hope in Nigeria. I've never, not once, have I ever thought about, I've given up on Nigeria. When I came to United States, one of our friends then, Dr. Akishoto, I don't even want to call his name, in Alabama. I went to school in Alabama. His wife would tell me and my husband there, because he was my boyfriend, we met in college, and they would tell us that, don't worry, you people are doing gra-gra about Nigeria now. By the time you are here for 5 years, you will forget Nigeria. Not me. I don't think there's ever any day or anywhere I go that I don't talk about Nigeria. I went to South Africa, you know, the international business class that I told you about. I went there, I was actually talking about Nigeria. And I was talking about how Africa as a whole can get themselves out of the mess by working together, not thinking their savior is a white man, but working collectively together and not doing competition amongst themselves. That is the only way they can get themselves out of the trouble. When I did my MBA, I said I want to do health management. And the reason is because I don't believe we don't have resources. We have limited resources. Are we given enough? No. But the limited resources we have is being mismanaged by who? The civil servants. Whether we like to admit it or not, these civil servants are our aunties, our mummies, our daddies, our uncles. So yes, it's not just that, the politicians that we see. We're talking about even civil servants. So for me, when I came here, like I told you, my father never sent me to America to go and stay and live forever in America and never come back. No, my dad sent me to school. Go there, get educated, and bring that knowledge to make a difference in Nigeria. But when I finished my pre-med, I said, I want to change to nursing. And my dad said, why? I said, because for me, I know I get bored easily. If I pick any part of medicine and I want to change course later on, it might be a bit difficult because I have to do residency. But if I do nursing, I can switch easily and everything. And my dad was never the type that chooses for us. He would just ask you a question. And he said, okay. And I went to nursing school. And then I finished my nursing school, and while I was working, I'm always liking to do anything quality improvement and all that when it comes to patient safety and all of that, risk and stuff. And then I said, I want to go back for my master's. And one of my doctor's faculty on the unit was like, why do you want to go be a nurse practitioner? Because that was what I wanted to do. And she said, but I said, because I want to be at the table where policies are being made that affect particularly women and children. I said because Nigeria have one of the highest number of maternal infant mortality in the world, and I want to be at the table when they are making rules that affect women's health. And she said, I think you should do your MBA, MPH, because you don't need to be at bedside, you need to be on the table. So I did my MBA, and I'm doing my public health. I'm in my public health. I'm going to UC Berkeley, University of California, Berkeley. That's one of the top schools for public health. And I'd never looked back. So everything has always had Nigerian undertone into it. And I hope that I get the opportunity, because there are so many areas of opportunities in Nigeria. I've lost family members during pregnancy, during childbirth before. So those things actually influenced me. My father, he died in 2017. You know, my dad had cancer. My dad had prostate cancer. It wasn't the prostate cancer that killed him. My dad died of lung cancer. But it's prostate cancer. You know, when my dad first went to the hospital, went to Lut, the resident that was there told my dad that if my dad undergoes surgery to have the prostate removed, he only has 50-50 chance. Who says that to a patient, for Christ's sake? That scared my dad. My dad said, no, you won't do the surgery. So when they called me and told me, I said, you know, okay, if you don't want to do surgery, did they tell you other alternatives? He said, no. I said, go back and tell them that what about hormone therapy? When my dad went back and told that to the doctor,
immunotherapy, yes.
You know what they told him? They told him that we didn't know we don't know if you'll be able to afford it because it's expensive.
Very expensive.
Because the injection then was going to cost, I think Nigerian government also subsidizes that. The injection costs about 30-something thousand naira then for one shot.
Now,
So
that immunotherapy injection now
Yes.
costs 1 million naira a shot.
Imagine. Yeah. So my dad was on that for the longest time. And then we did that. And that's why I said it wasn't the distance until something came back. And in Nigeria there, so people don't think I don't know what I'm saying. In the same Nigeria, one of the consultants was doing his own side business and did a butchered job of surgery that when my dad came and he went to see his doctor here, the doctor was even confused, like, what did they do to you? In fact, procedure that the last time they did that in a civilized world was in the 70s. The doctor was confused, was trying to find, like, what did they do? This doctor in Nigeria would not even give my dad the name of medication that my dad was taking, the pill that he was having my dad take. He wouldn't give them. But when they got it, when he was on admission in the hospital, I called and I said, this is Yetune Yusuf. I'm so-so's daughter. And I need his medication name now because his doctor needs it. He emailed the record immediately. My mom knows that. My mom goes to public hospital in Nigeria because people will be thinking that my mom goes to some rich hospital. No, my mom goes to, because if there's one person in Nigeria that I still have utmost respect for, is the person that sees my mom in my 2 health center, Dr. Ipaye. That man retired and then came back to service just to serve Nigeria. His children are doctors in Canada. Every time my mom is waiting, I'll be like, let me get some baby stethoscope or something. Let me buy. Please give Baba Paye. Because he knows what he's doing and is very knowledgeable. Unfortunately, Nigeria will kill your skills and your talent. And if we are not fighting, I know that when people like us that live overseas are saying that if everybody in Nigeria moves out of Nigeria, then who is supposed to fix Nigeria? They tell us, oh, come back home, then come and fix it. You forget something. I cannot, in good conscience, pick my children and come to Nigeria, not even having or even $50,000 to say, I want to come, bring it to Nigeria to get us settled and make sure, at least let them be comfortable. As a mother, I would never do that. So if I don't have children, I will be in Nigeria already. But because I have children, I have a husband. My husband doesn't mind moving to Nigeria. By the way, we're already talking about moving to Nigeria, but we have to consider all those things. But I'm a passionate person when it comes to Nigeria. I will always advocate for Nigeria. I will always sell Nigeria in positive light. I will always fight for it because everybody I see, I can tell you categorically, people in my class, my MBA class, these are Arabs with money to invest that want to come.
Hey,
invest in Nigeria. That's saying, we need to talk.
All right, Mama Tuzi. Lovely hosting you, and I just wanted to hear your perspective. Thank you all so much. It's been a very insightful. It's been a very insightful 2 hours 35 minutes. That's how long we have been on for, and I must say I enjoyed every minute. We learn from one another. Sometimes the way I pass my points across can be very harsh, but I also need you to understand that I believe I say the truth as much as I believe it and understand it, and I believe that the truth will set us free. I've said this, and I say this over and over again. 90% of Nigerians abroad will come back home if Nigeria was working. 90% of Nigerians abroad are there because of financial reasons. Which means if your finances improved in Nigeria, you could come home. Abroad is very lonely. Like this other gentleman said, 100% I can never fault him. Abroad is very lonely. And that's as far as we can go tonight. Lovely hanging out with you all. God bless you. Take good care of yourselves. And I look forward to hosting you again sometime soon. You don't bring them. All right, I go send you code now. Thank you, everyone. For those of you who sent me money guns and super chats and super stickers and whatever else it is that you send me on Instagram, thank you so much. Tosin Owolabi, thank you so much. You're my number 2 gifter. Ray of Hope, thank you so much. DJ Blaze, my number 1 gifter. Too lonely to stay and boring. Let me follow you. I always follow my number 1 gifter on TikTok. So I'm following you, bro. Thank you all so much. Instagram people. So much, thank you, Mama Tuzi. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Facebook. Good night, and God bless you all.